What are you waiting for? Come on, do it! Kill me!
Fellows, we're reunited, and damn it feels so good. It's been several weeks since we've all been in the same room, so let's let the nerdiness flow through us. It's a beautiful and weird thing when four friends like us get together to talk about all things nerdy while enjoying a few adult beverages. Let's clink our drinks and begin. Welcome to the Digital Bath Podcast.
Lovely. Beautiful.
Live and in Technicolor.
It has been a while, guys.
They take a little getting used to, don't
Wait,
they?
green? Did you have a green one? No, you
I
had
had
a
a purple one.
Tell them what you're drinking.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the Scarlet Letter, and there's 3 flavors, and they're all weird as shit.
3 flavors in one.
There's
In one can.
there's 4 flavors in one can.
Oh.
There's 3 different
Mixtures.
Mega flavors.
Uber flavors.
Mega flavors.
Sounds like
Alpha flavors.
additives.
So-
What's your alpha flavors?
This, I don't know, red, green, and purple.
Mm.
All right, so let's start with some news.
Some news. Jesse, what do you got?
Yeah, HBO Max is now live, and it is a free upgrade to people that have HBO Now, which was basically a app service for HBO. And it has all of the original HBO series, and they have added new movies as well as legendary shows, as they call it. So shows like Rick and Morty, Doctor Who, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Friends, and all the Studio Ghibli movies are now on HBO Max.
Shit.
And then the new revamped Looney Tunes TV show is on there as well.
Is it like for adults?
It seems to be, yes, a little more adult-oriented, but I'm sure they'll
But
still...
Rick and Morty's on there too?
Yes.
Like everything that's come out, or is it like the first 3 seasons?
It's like everything so far.
Weird.
Yeah, very interesting. On to Conor McGregor. He has accepted a challenge from Anderson Silva to fight in the Octagon.
What's his middle name? Wanderlei.
That's a completely
Anderson
different.
Wanderlei Silva.
That's a
No.
completely different
Oh, it's a
fighter.
different guy?
It's the Spider. That's his middle name.
Oh, the
Yeah.
spider.
That's his real middle name.
Chris is
actually.
back and already mixing up names again.
What's the other guy?
right.
What's
There's
his name?
another guy named Vanderlei Silva. He was completely different
Yeah.
European fighter.
Yes.
Or no, he was Brazilian too, I
Brazilian.
think.
He was
Brazilian.
Brazilian, but not the same person.
Oh, he was the real big guy, wasn't he?
No.
Well, he
This
was
is-
kind of brawny.
I thought
He was light heavyweight. He was light heavyweight. He was a little bit more brawny.
What's Anderson Silva?
Middleweight. They're only one weight class apart.
So he's bigger than... I submit to my rightness.
All right.
Go ahead, Dakota.
Wait, did you want to say something about them deciding to fight? Or did I just
That's it. Go ahead.
sidetracked it? I'm
Nope,
sorry.
go ahead.
I love you.
Yep.
As Jesse crosses out 3 different things about it.
Rights, fuck Chris. Oh.
I've got just a couple quick things. 2K has released 3 different video game collections onto the Switch. So a lot of really great packages here. We've got the BioShock collection, which brings you BioShock 1 remastered, BioShock 2 remastered, as well as BioShock Infinite, the complete edition, as they call it, including all of the single-player add-on content. So that's easily over like 80 hours of content there, if not more. Yes.
Quick side note, when you said 2K, I definitely thought you meant the NBA and the WWE.
Every time I bring
people
that
think
up,
that.
Jesse thinks I mean 2K. Yeah.
I didn't say nothing because I'm stupid, but I was like, who cares about basketball?
No, that's cool. Okay, sorry.
Yes. No. Jesse, I do not care about 2K basketball.
You sure?
For a while it
what
was
if
the
it's
best.
$3?
Well, they're bringing back NFL 2K.
I mean, I have 2K basketball on my Switch because it was $3, but
3? Oh, that's a pretty good
who
deal.
knew I was worse at the video game than I was at real basketball? I looked up like videos and stuff on YouTube about how to get better. It's just not. I give up. Anyway, don't. That's a dark path.
Yeah.
So we got the BioShock collection coming to the Switch. We have XCOM 2 collection coming to the Switch. XCOM 2 is awesome. I love the XCOM series. If you guys have a chance to play it, now you can play it on the go. Comes with 4 of the DLC packs, including the War of the Chosen expansion, which is a new twist on the series. It's kind of the equivalent of what they did for the original XCOM when they did that expansion as well. And then finally, they're also bringing this. It's a collection they haven't really done before. They're kind of testing the market. It's the Borderlands collection. This time they're calling it the Legendary Collection. It's the Handsome Jack collection. So you're going to get Borderlands 1, you're going to get Borderlands pre-sequel, and you're going to get Borderlands 2. Now, I believe the Borderlands 1 that they're bringing is the remastered version that they also released. What are you looking at there, friend?
I was just wondering if it was the Game of the Year edition and all the DLC.
Yeah, it's all of it, plus all of the add-on content that you could get for those. So those are all 3 really stellar collections. You're definitely not wasting your money on those. You can get them physically. You can get it all physically on each individual one, which sometimes I like to shoehorn in digital codes. So that's really cool. So yeah, check those out if you haven't. And then one surprise thing as well, No Man's Sky coming to Xbox One Game Pass in June. So if you want to play one of the greatest games of the console generation, I will be downloading it on Xbox. If you would like to play with me, I'll be starting a new save on there.
No one wants to play.
I've already got my PS4 save going.
I was literally not going. I was going to
there.
say something shitty about everybody who owns a Switch, but I realized that's everybody else in the room. Because you were like, it's not a waste of money, and I was like, unless you already wasted your money on Switch, and I wasn't going to say it because I was going to be nice, but here you are. Bringing up stupid games.
So you're going to hurt me twice instead of not doing it all?
That's my plan.
So, and then if enough people want to, I'll also get it on PC. So just let me know. But yeah, No Man's Sky, you can't stop the tide. Go ahead, Chris.
I hate you. Well, a good game that's kind of like No Man's Sky recently came out. I can't think of the name.
Must not be that good.
It's good. It's got gnomes in it.
Oh, you're talking about Deep Rock Galactic?
Yeah, that came out. That's a pretty sweet game. I don't know if have you guys played it all?
No.
I've been telling them about it.
It's basically kind of Minecraft-y, but a lot more shooting.
Oh, I'm in.
Like 4-player.
You like Portal Knights?
I did like Portal Knights.
Yeah.
Except this game's nothing like that.
Yeah, no.
It's a first-person shooter where you play as dwarves who are
dwarves, not gnomes.
Who are
Who
are digging into the earth
they're gnomes,
and fighting insects as they come crawling out of the earth.
Actually, I did see a Let's Play of that randomly on YouTube the other day. That's what that is. Okay.
It's supposed to be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think it might be a good 4-player thing for us.
It is similar to No Man's Sky in the sense of like there's all these different colored minerals and stuff
Right.
that you collect and everything.
It's
If y'all
not
get
an
tired
open
of me
world
carrying you,
procedural
Right,
game.
it's not-
Call of Duty.
Well, it is procedural, but it's not an open world game. It's
Okay.
just
I'm very confused by this
If
game.
y'all get
what a
tired of me
what a
carrying
news
you
topic with
in Call of
facts
Duty,
and dates
we
and
can
stuff
play
like
that?
that.
But
You
yeah, we
just
can
wanna
play.
play
I
Call of
play.
Duty?
Absolutely.
I do want to play Call
What?
of Duty more than
What-
I want to play.
What a news round we have this time, folks.
Well, also in news, the Battle Pass is just about to start over. So
Our Call of Duty news.
The Call of Duty
this should be
news.
called Chris's News.
I'm on the field right
The
now.
Call of News.
They're about to charge you 10 more bucks for something.
Chris's COD corner.
Look, the cool thing about Call of Duty is you buy one pass, right? You give $10 to the cause or whatever
after
it
the
is.
60.
Sure. Yeah, you do that, right? You do that.
We all did it.
You
Yeah, we all
get
did
a
it.
bunch of
Yeah.
stuff. You get a bunch of stuff
Yes. Yeah.
through the pass.
Yes.
Then you also get coins, tokens,
Doesn't matter.
Call of Duty
Currency.
points. You get currency in the game, more than enough to unlock the next pass if you don't spend any money on any of the extras. You can literally just keep your hatred flowing.
Pay it forward.
If
as
he
you
can
will.
keep bringing up Call of Duty, I can keep bringing up No Man's Sky.
But one game is revered as a good game.
Yes.
The other is
And the other one's Call of Duty.
no.
Whoa.
What's your news, Nick?
Okay. I got a few topics actually.
I saw a bird today.
Just recently, the
They're
Witcher
all
series
recharged.
has finally sold over 50 million copies worldwide. Half of that, or actually a bit more than half of that, is from The Witcher 3 itself. Obviously, we can probably thank the Witcher series and Henry Cavill for, kind of catapulting that series over that mark, but it's a pretty big milestone to hit for a video game series. Also, for you Silent Hill fans out there, which me included, of course, it was announced on May 26th that both Pyramid Head and Heather Mason will be making their way over to the game Dead by Daylight.
Cheryl.
It is Cheryl Mason, but everybody knows her as Heather Mason. Jesus Christ. They're also bringing them with them a new map and a slew of scary moments for all the gamers to enjoy. And while Borderlands movie was announced to be in development as early as 2015, and then later reconfirmed to be in development last year, there hasn't really been any news regarding it until at least a few days ago when Kate Blanchett was confirmed to be an Eli Roth Borderlands movie as the Vault Hunter Lilith. And then last but not least, Sony has officially confirmed a PS5 game
Kate
reveal
Blanchett?
event. Yeah, as Lilith.
She's
Hella.
old.
She looked good as hella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she looked good
That's
as hell.
CG, bro.
she looked hella good.
Well, they
She
can-
looked hella good.
Have you ever seen the art style for Borderlands?
If they do it like that, is the whole movie going to be like that, comic book style?
Yeah, man, probably.
It's Eli Roth.
No one knows.
Yeah.
No one's gonna watch
wait,
it anyway.
Eli Roth? Oh,
Yeah,
it'll be like
at least it's not Ooey Bowl.
a gore porn
Is
movie.
it Ooey?
Ooey?
It's Uva.
Uva. I've never been to Uva Java.
Uva Bool.
I've never been to
When was
Uva.
the
Alright,
last time
alright.
you directed a movie? Has it
Okay,
been a
so
while?
back onto the news.
It's been a while.
Long enough.
Sony has officially confirmed a PS5 game reveal event taking place June 4th. While there's no word on whether or not they will reveal a look at the price or the system, they have announced that it is the start of other PS5 events leading up to the release of the system. More good news about it is the PS5 will not be affected by the pandemic when it comes to release date or price.
Nice. Little factoid, I don't know if you knew this, but
The 5. in
they're not
PlayStation.
going to let PS5 games work on the PS4, so you better be wary of that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I read that today.
Actually, it sounds like a joke, but that is actually something people are reporting on, that the PS5 games will not work on the PS4.
It's a slow news week.
Can you
okay?
believe it?
In the gaming world, at least.
Really? I just had... Okay.
I was
whatever.
joking. I was a joke.
Uh-huh.
That there
Yeah,
was-
yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's been a while since we played a game.
It has been.
It's been a while
Is
I
that the
think-
theme of the evening?
It's been a while. Stained.
Stained.
Yeah.
that we're
Yeah.
playing ourselves.
Anyway, we're gonna redo lines from movies and other things as other characters. So hopefully we'll get some fun combinations. And just to preface, there'll be things that we aren't good at.
All
yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, famous lines from famous movies.
Yes. I think they're
done by
called quotes.
other famous
Famous to people.
other famous people.
Or characters.
So we got
Or
Or
characters?
characters.
we have a hat and a box with multiple
What's in
selections
the box?
that we're gonna pick from, and then we're gonna pick that character, and then we're gonna pick the number from the quote of the paper, or from the paper that has all the quotes on it, that we're gonna try to recreate. And we are not going to be good at this.
No.
So, who's going first?
Chris is first.
And
All
Chris
right, I'll
is
go
first.
first.
All right.
Let us know in the comments when we upload this to Facebook which one was your guys' favorite.
Yeah, that'd be great.
16, which is from the movie Aliens.
Of course.
Weird!
Perfect
Weird!
for you.
Oh, that's weird! I'm not
Joke's
gonna...
on you, they all say 16.
Oh, it's all the same. Everybody does Game Over Man. All right, so the line is Game Over Man from Aliens, done by Heath Ledger's Joker. Game over, man. I don't know.
I like that. I like that. Here,
It was
I'll
like
go
a joke.
next. I'll go next.
Now I need to do a bunch of drugs and drink a lot.
Stop.
You mean do more?
That's what they said.
And he did. Do I not get one of those, Nick?
No, fuck you.
He took the box with the people. Okay. Oh my God!
All right.
I am Kermit the Frog doing number 9.
Doing what?
Doing number 9, and I'll read it.
The mighty number 9.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no frog has ever gone before.
You kind of came in and came down, lost it,
Well,
and
as
came
a
back.
fan of Patrick Mahomes, I know what Kermit sounds
Yeah.
like.
It was close.
I was hoping you said we're no
Just-
frogs.
as a Mahomes sounds
Yes,
like Kermit.
okay, so Chris is a non-sports man.
Kermit the Frog
Patrick
here.
Mahomes, I'll play something for you later, sounds like Kermit the Frog.
That's weird. I've heard him talk, but I don't remember being like Kermit.
Or Ray Romano. One
Oh,
of the
God.
Two.
No, maybe.
What do you got, bud?
Well, I got number 4, and I got Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, no.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Jesus Christ.
That was,
Good. It was
that
pretty loud.
was too good. Oh, no.
Napalm's the magic word.
All right. All right, I got number 11. And William Shatner.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That could have lined up a little too well. So there are ones that could line up in there.
Yes.
Okay, this looks like it's from Batman. Let's see here. I got to get in my William Shatner character.
Yeah, you got to feel
The
the shat.
Sex with
The
green
Shat
women.
Man?
Yeah, the
Just do it,
Shat Man. Yeah.
man.
Sex
Don't
with
wait.
green women, hating everyone. Only focusing on
Stopping at
myself.
random points.
Because he's the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now. So we'll hunt him because he can't take it. Because he's not our hero. He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark knight. And that's all I have.
Perfect.
Wow.
No,
Was he in the room?
I can't do William Shatner with a damn.
Oh, my bad. Barack Obama.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, no.
I'm not okay with this. 15. Oh no.
Oh my god.
It's a Life for Predator!
Go.
How does this
Go,
keep
go,
happening?
go.
Okay, okay.
Get presidential.
My fellow Americans. This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me. That was terrible.
That was the greatest thing I've ever heard. Okay, we're going again. Oh, I saw what that one was. That was cheating. Okay. Oh,
I'm sweating.
It's hot in here, dude.
I'm not okay with this.
How do I do that? Okay, here we go. Let's see me get in trouble.
Why do you keep putting these characters in here?
Oh, this is
Who are you?
I am Samuel L. Jackson. God forgive me, doing this line that I'm. This is beautiful.
Okay.
No, it wasn't the airplanes, motherfucker. It was Beauty that killed the beast. Not even the snakes on the plane.
That's weird.
Yeah, I totally put that in there. It was crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy,
It
man.
was-
Oh man, I should have put Pauly Shore in here. He isn't.
Is
but-
Tommy Wiseau in there?
No. All right, let's see. Who do I get? Oh, I got Tim Curry.
Yeah, I was about to say, you gotta do his laugh.
Okay. Everything like touches is our kingdom. But a king's time as a ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day the sun will set on my time here, and I will rise with you as the new king.
You sounded like a flamboyant. Not gonna finish that.
I think if I was thinking Tim Curry, I would have thought from like Legend.
Oh no, I was going like Home Alone 2.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, we love you. Yeah,
Darkness. That's where I was thinking.
Satan.
Yes. That movie, when I was a kid, I was like, that is what Satan
That's
looks
what
like.
turned
He
you.
looks like a fucking badass.
That's what made you love Satan.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously.
Number 2, and Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
Hell yeah! I know you have a good Mickey Mouse. At least I hope you do.
Mom always said, life is like a box of chocolates, huh? You never know what you're gonna get, huh?
Isn't it funny that the laugh is like a selling point
Yeah.
for all these
I mean, you
characters?
have to. Like, you have to.
Mickey
That's
Mouse
yours,
and
yeah.
Sam Jackson are the same thing. Like you just do the huh for Mickey Mouse and you just say motherfucker, and honestly you're Samuel L. Jackson.
I was waiting for you to do the Tim Curry laugh.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't
You know,
do that either.
the ha ha! Or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. Can't do it.
Elmo.
Oh, dang. Okay,
Number 18.
this should be good.
I never knock on anybody. Damn it. I never knock on nobody. I never knocked on nobody.
That sounded like Stewart from Mad TV.
Oh, that's what it is. I forgot. Let me try it again.
That's a little...
I never knock on nobody. I never knock on nobody.
Yeah, there it is.
I forgot what it almost sounded like.
There you go.
That was great.
beautiful.
What's that from?
I don't remember.
Okay,
Some famous movie.
I've got. Oh my god, I have Yoda doing number 7.
Oh, that was Vin Diesel. I never narked on nobody.
Oh. The chosen one you are. Said you would destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring the Force to balance. Not darkness you leave it in.
Ooh, I was like,
Thank you.
How do you
Thank you.
keep getting the
Alternate
ones that
timeline
go
Star
with
Wars.
the things?
Well, Yoda didn't actually say
We
that.
do one more
I don't
round.
know.
One more round of this, you think?
I thought we were going till they're
Just
gone.
go till they're gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is fun.
I can't
Let's
wait
do
till
it.
someone gets number 20. That's my favorite one.
And number 20.
And number 20, yeah.
Oh, number 10. Okay. And
Who's it gonna be?
I got Morgan Freeman.
Hell yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
You're a toy. You aren't the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action figure. You're a child's plaything. Sorry, that was
Yeah.
awful. I couldn't.
It's not as bad as my William Shatner, so don't worry about it.
Andy Dufresne. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh my god.
But at least they're characters, you can really get into it.
Oh, I don't know.
It must be
just have
6.
to be.
Because we already did 9.
Yelling.
Yeah, it has to be 6. Okay.
Oh, that's perfect. Go.
Jesus Christ.
Here you go.
Let's see if I can do this at all. I can't do it. You talking to me? I can't do it. How would he sound? God damn it.
He's very high pitched. Something up there.
He's very high pitched. No, I can't do it.
You can
Do it like the Affleck duck.
You can lose half your points.
I
Yes.
can lose half my
Yes,
points.
the points we've
Yeah, if
been
you-
giving out secretly.
If you don't
I'll
do
lose
it,
half my points.
Okay.
All right.
How about I pick another go? Will you guys let me do that?
But then
'Cause I can't do that at all.
It throws it all off, though. How many voices are versus?
Did you count
I
that
put
out?
exactly 20
Oh,
voices
you
in
did?
here.
Okay.
So you kind of have to do it.
You kind of have to. Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
I'm Iago. Like, just kind of be up here.
You sound like a gremlin.
What? Nope, can't do it.
Okay.
All right,
Negative
all right.
points for Nick.
I'm no,
Negative
I can't
points.
do his voice.
anybody
at
else
all.
want to take over for him? Gilbert Godfrey doing
No.
it? No one.
No.
Okay.
I'd rather-
Literally
I would
Strike
rather-
him from the records.
I would rather get something else.
number 1. All right.
It's a pretty straightforward quote.
Sean Connery. At least it's a very short quote. You're a wizard, Harry.
And then he firmly slaps him after that.
Oh god.
Just you wait, Harry. You're a wizard.
What?
A wizard.
I don't know why I was going to a real bad place. I was like, get out your wand, Harry.
Yeah. The winner goes home and
Don't
fucks
point it at
Hermione.
me.
Oh, God.
Okay, I have number 20
Yes!
as Fozzie Bear.
Oh, no.
What does Fozzie Bear sound like?
Guys,
Waka We were just watching him. Waka waka.
Like up here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Hand me the fucking keys, you cocksucker. What the fuck? Thank you. Thank you.
20 was good.
I told you.
What is that from?
It wasn't.
Usual
it wasn't-
suspects.
It wasn't me.
Give me the keys.
Oh, that's the one.
cocksucker.
Is that the line they make everyone say?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to do it.
Oh my gosh.
I got Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Right. Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I kind of lost track of myself. But being this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, I will blow your head clean off. You gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? All right.
That was like Bill Clinton doing Matthew McConaughey.
It was like a
Because you
fusion.
were like right up here. See, I can't even do it. That was really good. You should focus on your Bill Clinton.
I'll try.
Skeletor.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And he prays. That was just Nick's natural voice.
Yeah, that's how I normally
He
sound.
uses a radio
It's
voice.
been years of training to get my voice this slow again. All right, number 19. Number 15.
Yeah, I was like,
Burger King foot lettuce. You mean? Let me understand this, cause you know, maybe it's me. I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny, how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown? I amuse you?
It was a good laugh. Sold it. Number 12.
That's topical, by the way.
yeah. Joe Pesci.
You have no idea why.
Goodfellas.
I looked down and I was like, not that one.
Pesci.
Darth Vader. Fucking shit up with your lightsaber.
The guy that doesn't watch Star Wars got Darth Vader.
Makes sense. Frankly, Mark.
Started off real strong there, buddy.
He's like making himself dizzy.
Frankly, my dear. I don't give a damn. Close enough.
I like it.
Okay. How is okay?
What'd you get?
I guess that's an impersonation you can try. Mary Poppins? I didn't know she had a well-known.
British woman.
I have
mean-
one for.
Oh, you got one. You got one.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have is a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you while shoving a spoonful of sugar up your ass.
Beautiful. That's scary. Mary Poppins
It
could really kill
sounded
somebody.
like a very angry.
It sounded like a higher tonal version of your Obi-Wan Kenobi.
All right.
Oh, you got the good one.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ah,
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. See this? This is my boomstick. It's a 12-gauge double-barreled Remington S-Mark's top of the line. You can find this in the sporting goods department. That's right, this sweet baby was made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Retails for about $109.95. It's a got a walnut stock, cobalt blue steel, and a hair trigger. That's right, shop smart, shop S-Smart. You got that?
That sounds like, I mean, that was obviously Ash, but that sounded like something Arnie would say.
It
did.
does. So I don't remember what Uncle Iroh sounds
Remember
like.
Aku from Samurai Jack?
He sounds somewhere up here when he talks.
always, yes.
Yes,
Yeah, he's got it pretty good.
He sounds like this when he talks.
He sounds like this when he
Yes.
talks.
But he has wisdom to his voice.
Wisdom.
He's airy when he talks.
Okay. A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
that's when you do. There you go.
Whatever.
I was like, do it at the end, man. Do it at the end.
That was good. That was good. Wait,
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right, guys. Well, that's it.
Well, we apologize for that segment.
especially my William Shatner. There's no way I'll ever do that
There's
again.
probably many of them. That...
We'll hold on to these for a rainy day. I don't know.
A rainy day.
Yeah.
What's the rainy day?
When it rains.
No, man. No. We don't need these anymore. These are a stain on our life. Everyone's.
Let's start our topic for the evening, which is a piece of media you wish that you could forget and experience again for the first time. And also, a piece of media you wish you could just fucking forget because it was so bad. Who's starting tonight? Not me. I won't. I refuse.
You came up with the topic,
Nope,
so you get.
I get to go first? You want me to?
Yeah,
Damn it.
not
I
came
was-
up with the
Not
topic.
you get to.
I get to?
Yeah.
Not you get to.
I don't get to.
You have to.
Oh. All right. Well, I've been struggling with it since we decided to make this a topic, and it was my idea. So
I
I
was going
started
to say, you thought this up.
Yeah, but when we didn't know what we were gonna do, we hadn't decided who was gonna do what media. I ended up with games, which I love games of all kinds.
Games.
I love Lamb.
I love the games.
All fours of them.
So I struggled, man. But it's Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Oh wow,
Not Call of Duty. I'm
so-
so proud of you.
man,
Hell
that
yeah.
game is so great.
I was
It's-
gonna do
mm.
Call of Duty, but then pick a favorite Call of Duty. They're like my children. I can't, except for Ghosts.
That's
I
your favorite? Ghost is your favorite?
No,
Okay, well,
no, it's
good to
not
know.
my
So,
favorite. No,
Battlefield Bad
negative.
Company 2.
Battlefield Bad Company 2 had it all. A great story. You were part of a group of characters who were individual as they come. Let's be honest. They had the stars from Aliens.
Of course.
That guy, whoever he was, literally was like they gave him a script and they're like, he's like, how do I act as this character? And they're like, just be the guy from Aliens, just be the Sarge from Aliens. And he was like, done, got it. They had what was his name? I'm terrible with names. The guy who loved explosives. They had the nerdy guy and they had you.
I thought you would have done some research on your game.
I did. I had him in my head and then I forgot him.
Maybe you should have wrote it down.
Haggard. Was it Haggard?
That sounds right. Haggard
Yes,
is one of them.
them.
Haggard. Hagrid.
Nope.
You're a wizard, Harry.
What?
Oh yeah, you're a wizard.
Wizard.
Anyway, it had the destruction.
Yes.
It had the story.
It had the Frostbite engine when we still liked the Frostbite
Right,
engine.
yeah.
It was new.
When it first came out.
Before it was shoved on us.
Yep.
Just I remember playing and then multiplayer. Fucking forget multiplayer. I've talked about how playing multiplayer is a part-time job. It was almost a full-time job.
It was so good.
I would work 8 hours at the stop and then come home and play for 6 to 8 hours almost every night. It was stupid how much Battlefield Bad Company I played. And then they came out with a Vietnam expansion
Great expansion.
and it was good too. I played it's just insane how much of that game I played. And I struggled because I wanted to say PsyOps was my favorite game because, blah, blah, blah. But PsyOps is just single player. And your boy is going to
Multiplayer all
bring
day.
up multiplayer. But I did play all the way through the story of Battlefield Bad Company 2. And I'm about to buy it again because I don't remember shit about it.
It's really good. I remember
It's really good,
the
yes.
expansion was so big that they announced it at E3. I thought it was a separate game, and they're like, you can download this for Battlefield Bad Company 2. It was really kind of
now.
it was ahead of its time.
The drill. Remember the drill?
Oh, the drill.
Oh, man. That was the coolest
Killing
shit
people
ever.
with the drill?
Yes.
100%. Well, the one thing that I really remember about the multiplayer was you could equip a shotgun, and you could equip it with slugs.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, the game had bullet drop. I'm not for some reason. For a good reason.
That's like a Battlefield thing.
For a good reason, the game had bullet drop.
Was that one of the first major online multiplayer games that had bullet drop?
At
Yes.
least that felt that
extent.
realistic. Yes.
They put it in there, and you're like, oh, you have to aim so high up if you're sniping. But what they didn't put bullet drop on was slugs in shotguns. So I would have a red dot scope on a regular shotgun with slugs and be like, you see that guy over there? And they're like, where? I'm like, pink!
The one I just killed?
And you would hear when you hit a dude in the head, it made like a clunk sound, and I'd be like, that guy right there. And my friends were like, that's stupid. And I was like, I saw pixels move and I shot at him.
I liked
that is pretty stupid.
I liked that you one of the secondaries you could have was the little gun that shot out the red tag or whatever.
Oh, the tracer.
Because I would be like, that's the guy that bullied me, and I'd shoot it, and everyone would just hold it. I'd be like, that's the tank that killed me. Pop, and then everyone would just.
Man. So in multiplayer games, when there are vehicles, big vehicles, I don't know if you know my modus operandi, but I don't care if I die, I'm gonna kill that tank.
I feel like you'd say that in real life too.
No, I wouldn't stand in front. I mean, I'm not that brave probably in real life to stand in front of the tank. And
Probably he hasn't gotten into the
5%
situation
chance.
yet.
Given the opportunity,
Right, he hasn't came into the
Do I
situation
go down
yet,
as a
so
martyr?
you never know.
I don't know. Probably not. But I would be the guy that they'd be like, all right, this tank is fucking us up, and I'd be like, I got it, and I would drive an ATV up there, and you think the smart guy would put some C4 on the ATV, jump off the ATV, ghost ride the whip into the tank, blow it up. But no, I would jump off the ATV right in front of the tank and be the guy that's like, yeah, and throw it on the tank, and then be close enough to die and to be like, fuck you, I'm out.
He's the guy from Saving Private Ryan when they're trying to hold that position and the tank comes through and the guy's explosive goes off too early.
Yes, that was brutal, by the way.
Well, I don't know why, but you just reminded me of the time when we were playing PUBG, and I was trying to set a trap.
Oh my god, yeah. You were so far away.
And I put a dirt bike in the middle of the road and then put a gas tank near it, and I was like, and then I walked away, and then someone came up and I started shooting the gas tank, and I was like, it doesn't explode. And then I got killed right after that. I was like,
we were like,
guys, I'm dead.
We had you set the bike at a point to where that's where we could still cover you from there. And you're like, I'm just gonna go over here real quick. We're like, okay, well we can't see. And you're like, it's fine. And then you're like, it's not fine. It's not.
The tanks don't explode. The tanks don't explode, man. This isn't Battlefield Bad Company 2. And we're back.
Which is super sad because it came out way later.
I was gonna ask,
everything
do you remember in the Call of Duty line of games where that came out? Battlefield Bad Company 2. What was out for Call of Duty?
Modern Warfare.
I
think 2 was
it
out.
3? Actually, no.
2 was out.
I think you're right. I think
At least
it was
2.
right after Modern Warfare 2.
Because I loved Modern Warfare 2 as well.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 had the ACR, which if you aim down the sights without a scope, it had an upside down cross, and I was like, put it on him, send him to hell.
Because I think the first one coincided around the time Modern Warfare 1 came out, so there would have been.
By that point, there was a feud. You were either a Battlefield guy or you were a Call of Duty guy.
Yeah, because Battlefield 3 had come to consoles, or Battlefield 2 was on consoles as well.
Yeah, way back.
Right. So 3 was the big one at the time for.
Yeah,
that generation.
3 was one of the
3. I mean, because of Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 was huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about the story of Battlefield 3 though.
No one does.
No, I'd never.
Is that the one where you went down underwater to start the game?
Don't even remember.
Dude, most first-person shooter stories are kind of lost these days.
I hear that the Modern Warfare story is amazing.
But
it is. It's very good, and I know
is.
you haven't played it yet, and that's why, because it's lost.
Well, the thing about Bad Company is it had a very mercenaries-esque feel to it.
It super did.
Yeah.
And for a good reason, for a good thing. I think it was different than everything else.
I think it kind of pulled what GTA usually does, where it's kind of introspective to a point to where it's a parody, but it's real life isn't too far off. You think this is silly, but this stuff actually happens.
Right.
I mean, there were some moments in that story where I was like, man, this is actual sad, despair kind of stuff. And then it came, it was almost
like
full range of emotions.
Tim Miller type comedy, Deadpool kind of comedy, where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, that's kind of bad,
morbid,
but
yeah.
it's
super
Yeah.
funny.
So then we get, do you want me to just go ahead and do my bad?
Sure.
I'm
Yeah,
going to do
let's
my
do it.
bad. So let me start this off with an apology because I convinced a lot of people to buy this game.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You're
purpose.
Satan.
on purpose.
Yeah, because I thought it was going to be a good game. Okay? At the time, I thought it was going to be a good game because who was behind it? The guys who made Borderlands.
Yeah.
How could it be bad? It was from the Borderlands guys. It was 2K.
Not the basketball one.
Not the
Those are good for people.
The trailer was amazing. I am a huge fan of the Aliens series. So let me take you back to a time. I convinced, I don't know, 100 people to pre-order the game. I don't know. Just my
Passion.
my passion,
And
my fervor
You're fired.
got people into a fever pitch, and everybody's excited. So then the game was about to come out, and I went ahead and went to an Acacia Strain concert. It was pretty awesome. My song came on. I threw my drink. I remember I finished it and threw it. That was kind of shitty. Sorry if I hit somebody. I apologize from 2012.
They're listening right now.
I'm
They're
sorry.
like, that was you.
But my jam came on. I
You
was
got
like,
crossed off
time
someone's
to mosh. And he's like takes the lipstick, like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Yeah.
so I went to dive into the crowd, and I got on the rails at the Granada, and someone pushed me. Instead of me jumping in, I got pushed, and I went straight down onto the floor. So I ended up having to take a week off of work, but I was already taking a week off of work to play Aliens Colonial Marines.
Ugh.
And people everywhere just
I said I'm sorry.
My favorite
Okay.
thing about
I'm sorry.
my favorite thing about this story, Chris, is that you went completely left field, but I fully believed in you that you were going to bring it right back.
I'm
around,
coming
and
back.
You did.
Here's what happened. So I separated my shoulder at that concert, finished the set,
In the name of the strain.
went to the emergency room, and then like a day later got Aliens Colonial Marines, which I had taken a week off work, and I had rented out our local game lounge,
the nerve center. At
the
that
nerve
point.
center of Gamers HQ, for a week,
Shout out to the HQ.
every day, all day.
You thought it would take you that long to play it?
No,
or you
I
just...
thought I was going to enjoy it
Oh,
so much.
Yeah.
And I had scheduled my friends to come and play with me. Everybody, let's go to the HQ and have a go at the old Aliens Colonial Marines.
What was great about that room is that it almost looked like you were like, look at this man here. He is supposed to enjoy this game. Like you're
Like
some
a
type
case
of
study?
diorama. Yeah.
Because that room at the time, it
Had
was
a
like
window.
it was a VIP lounge, so it was its own separated, basically the size of like a guest bedroom, almost
Yeah.
a little bit smaller
Little
than that.
smaller, yeah.
But it had a big window, so you could observe
Yes.
someone while they experienced the game.
But it did have the shades.
It did.
It did. You
I
could
didn't-
decide whether you had it open or not.
I was so lonely for that week.
You left it
And
open.
I left it open like, does anybody want to come play
Bro,
with me?
I used to do that shit because I'd be like, I'm playing the new game. What are you? You're gonna go buy your used game. I'm playing like all the
Like,
Arkham games. I'd
Mine
be
was
like,
completely
"Mhm,
different because I'd be like looking out the window like,
Help.
please help me.
The kids would be like, what's that game, Mommy? And the mom would be like, don't even look at it.
That's
It's
the new Aliens game.
You're
It's-
like not in there, but it's like fogged up, and then you like slap your hand against the glass. Save me.
So
All I could think of was Titanic.
That queen's got him.
It was fucking him. Yeah.
I definitely got fucked by that
yes,
game.
you did.
So
and you fucked 100 people by suggesting that game.
Ooh.
That got a
Did you
little too
write-
real.
Did you write? Yeah. Did you write apology letters to
No.
every single one of them?
Well, this
because
is
you
his
fucking
apology
should.
right
this
here.
is my
Here's
apology.
your, okay,
now.
hold on.
All right.
Here's your platform. Here's your chance. Go ahead. Give the apology.
Yeah, this needs to be really good.
I'm real sorry, y'all. The trade-in value wasn't there. It was GameStop. You knew what you were getting into. And even after the game came out, people were like, "Is this good?" I wouldn't let my pride. Like, do you like?
Oh
do you
my-
like first-person shooters? And they'd be like, "Yeah," and I'd be like, "It's pretty good." knowing that it was terrible.
I did not know you did
So the
that.
apology went in to more confession.
confession.
Yeah, look, like they were on the shelf, man.
You talking about Shaggy?
I did. They were on the shelf, man. Come on.
Oh, it looks like hey Scoob, they're on the
You can
shelf,
turn them
man.
back in. Come on, man. No, I don't. Now it's turning to Bill. Come on, man. No,
Anyway.
I don't know.
So what was
So-
so bad about this game?
So the graphics were not anywhere near they were in the trailer because
course.
that was a fake trailer.
Oh,
Of course.
that
Which
was the
they got
thing.
sued for.
Yes, they did and lost.
Yeah.
because they should have. The company, whoever it was, Gearbox, was nowhere to be found. There was a completely different company that made the single player, and it was awful from start to finish.
So they like subletted their own
They did.
game.
They said, "Oh, we're doing this, and they're like, "Go work on Borderlands 2. Fuck this game."
We'll put our name on it.
Yeah. So Sega was upset. Gearbox
Oh,
was nowhere to be
yeah.
found.
Poor Sega.
Yeah, I know it sucks. They retconned stuff in the actual Aliens. Do you remember that?
They thought I didn't fucking play it.
You didn't play that?
You think they had
It's
it?
actually,
They thought
do, you
they had
like, do you like first-person shooters?
Hold on. Yeah, actually.
It's actually pretty good.
Oh, they thought they had it like that. That first game in, they could retcon.
Yes.
One of the greatest franchises
Yes.
of all time.
You remember Hicks from Aliens?
Yeah, man.
The guy with the patch over his eye?
Mhm.
He lived.
What?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he lived. He was in the game. He wasn't playable.
Immediately, you should have known that game was bullshit. Immediately.
Michael,
alternate timeline.
I believe it's
Fuck
Michael
off.
Bain. Am I saying that right?
Michael Bain.
Michael
believe you're
Bain,
correct,
B-I, whatever. He was back. Why would I be upset? That's just another plus. It's
Is-
got the real actors from. Why am I holding this on my arm? You keep looking at it. It's got the real actors from the movie.
Billy
Not
Pax.
Sigourney Weaver or
Billy
anybody
Pax.
else that's important, but it's got Michael Bain.
Mm-hmm.
You get to fight a
Paxton
queen
was in it?
alien.
I'm
Was
hoping.
Bill Paxton in it?
No,
Does
No.
it take place during Aliens?
no,
Or
it's
after?
it's after.
Okay.
Immediately.
And the actor that they could get was Michael Bain because fucking
What else is he doing right now?
he hadn't yet done Far Cry
Blood Dragon?
Blood Dragon, like I said. You get to fight an alien queen, and by that I mean you get to run around and hit buttons, and then somehow the alien queen dies. I don't remember,
I remember. Yeah, you're
but
running. Yeah.
you run around, hit buttons.
Yeah.
And then it kills
You're like
itself.
in some junkyard.
How would you have in that moment leading up to it have killed her? Like what led to that moment and then it turned into buttons?
You get in a goddamn
Power loader.
Power loader.
You actually do?
No, you should have.
You should have.
Are there power loaders in the game?
Yes, you run around a power loader at the end of the game.
Yeah.
You don't
And
get in it.
You don't get in it. You control it remotely, and it like pushes her away.
That's part of the button pushing.
All
I
three
will
people are
flip
looking
this
at me like
goddamn
I made
table.
the game.
It's dumb. It's sorry.
I have the
You asked this question.
I have
so
the
we're like,
special edition. I paid $100.
that statue was dope.
The statue was dope. It was
Best part of
also
the game.
tiny.
Yeah, but it's the best part of the game.
It did have the aliens where you like run around and try and survive for a little bit.
Oh, multiplayer?
Hunt?
Oh yeah, bug hunt. Let me tell you how depressing that is.
Because AVP multiplayer is pretty fun.
It's pretty fun.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Fuck you,
it's fun. It's fun.
No,
I
no,
said fun.
I'm talking about the multiplayer for this.
Sure, I said AVP
No, it's not very
multiplayer
fun.
was fun.
Okay, let me just lay this on you real quick. This was my last point about this fucking game.
Oh, it had me dying.
What is the multiplayer or what is the horde called in that game? What's it called?
Bug hunt.
Bug hunt. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. It's called fucking bug hunt. You know what happens in like level 10?
What?
You start fighting synthetic humans.
But it's called Bug Hunt.
Yeah, and then you start fighting actual humans.
But it's called bug.
But it's called bug hunt. So you set traps for the aliens, and the aliens fall for it because they're fucking aliens. Then you start setting traps for the humans, and you hear from the other room, "Don't go in there. They've got a trap." Fuck this game.
But
Oh, you
it's
were
called
supposed
bug.
to-
It is called bug hunt,
Bug hunt. Yeah.
Bug hunt.
and it wasn't free. It was an add-on that you paid for. I'm
Oh my
pretty
What
sure.
the
god, was it
fuck?
free?
I think it was like $10.
Oh, you suck.
Was that back when online
you bought
passes were a thing too?
Yeah, I
Yes.
bought it. It was called bug hunt.
Did it have multiplayer?
Yes.
Yes, the multiplayer was
Okay.
mediocre.
You could be an
Who
ass,
made
it's
the
better.
Did
You
Did
could-
Gearbox make the multiplayer?
Yeah.
I think
That's the only thing they
they
did.
had something to do with it. I don't think they
Their
were
name
full
was
on.
on the box.
Maybe they did make
Explain
the
the
multiplayer. I think
multiplayer.
they did. It was
AVP.
humans versus aliens,
Okay.
but there were different brands of alien. There was the spitter.
Brands.
There was the what I mean.
The-
McDonald's,
the
Chipotle,
there was the
Burger
buffalo.
King.
I don't know.
Within the spectrum of the story, I have to ask. So, what did you like less? Playing Alien Colonial Marines or destroying your shoulder at the Acacia Strain concert?
The Acacia Strain concert was a lot of fun.
Dakota, I want you to say acacia again.
Acacia.
IKEA Strain.
Ooh, the
Whoa.
IKEA strain.
No, I went to the hospital and got drugs that night. I saw the Acacia Strain. They held some merch for me. They let me buy it off their website from the tour because I couldn't get because I had to go to the hospital and I didn't get the shirt that I wanted. I was like, hey, here's the deal. And they're like, you can buy it from us. So I got some merch from them.
Mhm.
I got drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a good story
Yeah.
about
Even-
separating
absolutely.
my shoulder.
And even that didn't make that game better.
The drugs
And it
did
didn't
not
cost
help.
$100 either.
Well, his version did.
Yeah, mine did. Probably 110 if you
I
count
was
the Bug
about
Hunt expansion that
well-
I paid for. That didn't have...
Oh, I meant the Acacia
Alien.
Strain experience didn't
Oh, no.
cost.
No, the Acacia
No, it
Strain
actually
stuff.
cost more because he had to go to the emergency room.
Who counts that? I'm talking about the show itself was $20. And it had Stray from the Pat. No, it didn't. It doesn't matter who it had.
It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It was a good show that I had to leave early. And then the next day or two, I had rented out a lounge for a week to play an awful game, and none of my friends wanted to hang out. They were like SpongeBob. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. Like every.
I'm a head out.
So I should have realized that game was horrible before I got to the end. But what really got me about it, I beat the game. I get to the last cutscene of the game, and then it just blinks, and I'm suddenly at the last checkpoint before the end of the game. So that game was like, please keep playing me, because no one else will, and it just shot me back.
Do it one more again.
I'd literally finished the game, and it was like, you're not done yet. So I had to live through that bullshit last fight. For twice.
For twice.
It did have a stalker alien that was actually pretty somewhat intelligent, and you fight like 2 of those in the
Until
whole
it
game.
turned into the, hello, my baby, hello, my honey. Remember that? It's like running on the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it messed up, whatever. But a lot of that game was actually fighting synthetic humans that were fucking snipers.
I'm really fucking glad I didn't play this game.
It's awful.
Let's go back.
No.
Let's do a let's play.
Erase it.
I wasn't allowed to play M-rated games yet when that came out, so.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
Thanks,
That's
parents.
not a bad idea.
a let's play of
A
awful
let's play
games.
of awful games,
Oh, no.
just to experience
Is
them.
it scary?
No.
Mm,
There's one part where it's dark.
Did you play Alien Isolation?
Fuck no,
Of course he
that
didn't.
looked terrifying.
Okay, then no, it's not scary.
that was also a contender for my best game of all time, because that game, it was so good from start to finish, and the
Yes.
surprises where you're like, what?
Oh,
yeah,
that
man,
game
like
is-
the minute gameplay
where you-
trailers that I could handle, they look cool.
Where you found the women with bags of sand in their chest. It's like sand, right? I'm equating your lack of knowledge to Alien Isolation to the 40-year-old virgin right now.
lack of knowledge of boobs, right?
When he's like, there's like bags of sand.
Okay, this is a long joke, and let's move on.
It didn't work. Dakota, talk about your media.
Media.
You have very
So-
thin lips when you do that. It's really weird looking.
You into it?
A little bit.
I gotta
That is
go.
really weird looking.
This was a great podcast, everyone.
So I chose movies because I didn't want to get left with video games and have to talk about Alien Colonial Marines.
Ooh.
So I'll talk. I want to talk about the bad first. I'm going to mix it up a little bit because it's just this one's off the cuff. I prepared for good. I'm ready to talk about that. But let's talk about bad. This will be no surprise to anyone. My bad that I wish I could forget and never think about again is Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Oh, sorry.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say Max Payne the
God.
movie, but
Ooh, that would have been a better choice.
That is okay. That is a worse movie, but it doesn't hit as close to the chest. So,
sure.
Being the age I was at the time when we were getting this new trilogy sequel to Star Wars was the coolest thing ever because I got to experience it as a kid for the prequels, but this was kind of like, I was an adult and I was able to basically experience any part of it that I wanted. We had the movies coming out, the comics, all the content, so I could really just dive right into it instead of having to experience some of it secondhand later. And
Well, I mean, obviously, when you experience things as an adult, you're able to dig deeper into it and understand
the thought process
the thought
is different.
process of, yeah, exactly. The thought process is different, so you can dig deeper and understand the meanings of things a little bit more. So, it was the same thing when I watched the original trilogy when I was a kid, and then as I was getting older, they re-released them in theaters, and I was able to experience them a little older and being like, oh, okay, wow, I'm getting a whole new.
It's even worse than I remembered.
No,
Like that kind of.
no better
There he is,
understanding
the
for
heckler.
classic
I'm gonna
cinema.
shave your beard off if you don't shut the fuck
Your
up.
beard is weird.
I've been offered $1,000 and refused. So
All right.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, and
keep in mind I haven't seen the movie, so no spoilers.
okay.
I'm just kidding. That would be so
Well,
messed
this
up.
whole thing's gonna be spoilers, but I understand if someone doesn't like the prequels. Like I totally do because it's not the original format for Star Wars. It's still done by George Lucas, so like fucking he did it. But I can understand if you don't like them. If you don't like them, that's perfectly fine. I grew up with those, so obviously I had a special bond with those, just like people that grew up with the originals. So maybe the argument that I'm about to have with Last Jedi, 10 years from now, someone's going to talk about how they liked Last Jedi because they grew up with it. I am perfectly fine with counterculture or somebody wanting to reinvent the formula. I thought that Force Awakens was a really safe movie to make, but I thought that it did pay tribute in a way that allowed, like, okay, cool, we got the classic format of Star Wars done, so now we can branch off and show what we can do today.
and J.J. Abrams did a great job of doing that.
Absolutely, and
that was his plan.
Right. There were a lot of Star Wars tropes in it. You know, and again, this is my opinion. All the things we're going to talk about are opinions, but so there were tropes, but I thought it felt good. It felt like a return to the original trilogy. It felt great. So then comes Last Jedi, Rian Johnson, who came off doing the movie Looper, which is phenomenal.
Love that movie.
And he also was known for directing a lot of key episodes of Breaking Bad. Win-win. Let's fucking go. I'm excited. The movie's called The Last Jedi. It's left off at the point from Force Awakens where Rey has finally found Luke, who wasn't in the movie at all, and we get to finally see what's going to happen. Maybe we learn a little bit about Rey, more about Kylo, and just this history that we didn't get from Force Awakens because they were really alluding and dodging around what happened in between 6 and 7. 7 comes out. We don't learn too much. We learn a little bit, and then we're into 8. And then it starts, and I'm super geeked, you know, opening night, we're watching it. And then Rey hands the lightsaber to Luke, and he fucking yeets that thing like it was an empty pop can. His father's lightsaber, who he held in his arms as he died. And he fucking yeets it. What the fuck? That was
there's a hard Y in there that I feel like we need.
Yeah.
Because people haven't watched it, might be at home listening, going, he eats it.
He eats it. No, he throws the lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
He casts it aside like it means nothing to him.
Then he casts it like over a
over a cliff
into the water,
into the fucking ocean,
close to it. Yeah.
Does it go into the? Does it break?
I don't know.
It doesn't.
We don't know what happens to it.
Yes, we do.
It's a
Is it
blurry.
still there?
No, it's definitely not still there. So that's how the movie. Oh, well, I'm sorry. That's not how the
What
movie
color
opens.
is it?
Blue.
Okay.
And so
the handle silver.
it opens with this really weird dialogue between one of the key characters, Poe, and this conversation with one of the First Order commanders. And there's this weird, like, very non-Star Wars conversation where Poe's, like, basically just fucking with the commander and, like, stalling as long as possible so they can somehow use bombs that, like, abide by gravity in space. Like, they drop them out of...
That's Star Wars science.
I don't
You
care.
should go
No.
for that.
It wasn't Star Wars science until then.
Well,
So
their ships catch from fire and then float to the... Anyway, go ahead.
so there's just a lot of silly things. So
This doesn't sound
That's an old
good.
one, but...
Oh, this is the one you want to forget too.
this is one
Well,
I
like
forget.
all of the
Yeah,
Star Wars
okay.
stuff doesn't sound good to me.
Yes, you're right, Jesse. It isn't all.
To be
of them.
fair to that movie, that's that kind of what...
Sure,
you're
I could let
Yes.
that go.
Okay.
I could let that go. But
it isn't all of them, but they don't sit there and make it a point to like explain what's going on like this did, which was very odd.
yeah, that they had to push the button from right there in order to drop the bombs.
Oh, fair enough.
Like-
so
Yeah.
anyway, and anyone that is into Star Wars has heard these arguments a million times, so I don't want to stay on one for too long. But so that happens. We get to the part I was talking about with Rey and Luke fucking throwing it. So I'm just going to get to my main points of why I think this is a bad movie. Again, I'm perfectly fine with changing the formula. I love when musicians reinvent themselves and when we get new takes on just different media. Luke abandons the Jedi Order. He gets scared because Kylo becomes the very thing that he was fighting against, because that's Star Wars still. But Luke's just like this whiny old man that's not a badass, and people have been waiting 30 years to see Luke be a badass, and instead he's turned himself off from the Force. He doesn't use a lightsaber. He drinks titty milk from an alien just right on screen, just
Don't
right.
we all?
And it was fucking weird, dude.
You lost me,
I mean,
but now
if-
I'm back. What's
If,
going on?
if an alien came down and saw we drink titty milk from a cow, they'd probably think the same thing, right?
Like, you know where the cow lays, right?
Look, I'm ranting about Star Wars. I'm not trying to make sense right now.
So it
So
would make a lot more sense if you would drink milk from another human, you freaks. Anyway,
anyway, so it's just reinvent yourself, but you kind of have to like give people a little bit of what they want, you know, like appease the fans a little bit. We've been waiting to see what Luke's been up to. We've been waiting to see the interaction between him and Rey. Luke wants fucking nothing to do with Rey, who's supposed to be our new hero. She was really awesome in Force Awakens, and so her storyline just kind of immediately like slams on the brakes. As that happens, there's this other storyline of Poe being paraded around. His story is basically also slammed on the brakes, and then you get Finn, who was this defected First Order trooper turned rebellion hero, and his story gets slammed on the brakes. So reinvent it, but don't stop what was already happening. So what I feel is that Rian Johnson was so worried about living up to expectations that when he went the different route, it stopped any character progression. And that's where my biggest argument is.
Not only did it stop it, but it like reversed it. It like completely took away, like especially Finn.
Yeah.
He became the very thing that he was like getting over in the first, like being a coward and running away. He was getting over that near the end of the first one, where he thought he was going to run away from Kylo, but decided to stay and fight, and that was the big turning moment for him.
Absolutely.
And in the very beginning of the Last Jedi,
He's
what does
sneaking away.
he do? He's sneaking away. He's trying to get away and run away again, and you're just taking away all that great character development.
Granted, part of it is to go find Rey, but it's still cowardice in the way that they had him do it. Yes.
Can I just say, it's a really dumb plot point to think that running out of space gas would be something that you're like, hey, you know what we haven't done in Star Wars yet? They would run out of gas, and that's why they can't
wasn't
get
gonna
away.
Bring that up. You can get caught up on all the little things that they decided
But that's
to
kinda
introduce.
silly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called SCAS.
Gas.
All-
gas.
All of
Space gas?
Space gas.
Oh, we're out of gas.
yeah,
We're out of gas.
all of Last Jedi is just a really slow space chase, while people So like they can't get away. The two big ships.
Maybe they should have ran on space diesel or
Space diesel.
Diesel.
Yeah.
Diesel.
Yeah.
Diesel.
Diesel.
I just spit a lot. I'm sorry, microphone.
Yeah, they can create infinite energy inside of a lightsaber, but they can't keep a ship going. And
Wait, lightsabers don't have batteries?
no, it's a kyber crystal. It's like an infinitely powered energy source.
They just can't put
But
that on.
space gas.
But space gas, totally a thing. So, although these ships have to keep traveling, and the whole thing that they have to say to make it make sense is that the rebel ship, or the resistance, sorry, is just outside the range of the First Order. They just can't hit them, but they can keep chasing them until they run out of space gas. But people keep leaving and coming back to the ships. Like, they'll go off on an adventure, and then they meet back up with the ships. They go to each other's ships.
I don't understand.
Sometimes the ships, it's
So it's stupid. It's a super stupid movie. I hate it a lot. It didn't add anything to the Star Wars lore.
We got DJ. He was very prevalent in only that movie.
Yeah, and does not have a complete character arc. Thought that maybe there might be some progression with him.
Ooh, we had Phasma, who also was got more lore in that movie. She
Dies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
after
Again,
a
quote-unquote.
very stupid fight.
Ooh,
Yeah.
no. We had the kid that does the broom trick at the end.
Yeah.
He was a major part
And
in
right-
just that scene.
Right, Rise of the Skywalker. Never see him.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I just Snoke falls through.
Oh yeah, he was prevalent too.
The cinematography is beautiful. It's a beautifully shot movie. It looks great. There is a very cool fight scene in the middle between
Is that the one where the people
Kylo and Rey.
are they fighting each other? Or
No,
fighting
they're
together?
fighting together.
Is that the one with the red guys?
Yes.
Have you watched the
Corridor crew.
yeah,
Mhm.
where they're like, this guy just falls.
Yeah, he just falls on the ground. Yeah.
Choreography's not the best. But
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
it looks
whatever.
cool though.
And that's fine. Like, one of the things, killing Thrawn.
Oh.
Sorry, Snoke. Thrawn's still alive. Maybe. We don't know. It's killing Snoke.
Wait,
like, that
Snoke dies?
Yeah.
Oh man, I know.
Killing Snoke, that's fine. Like, I completely, that was kind of cool. Okay, cool. We're making Kylo the big bad. This is his moment. We're going to do it. I'm sure at some point we're going to figure out why Snoke was the way he was, leading up to that moment to make Kylo even a bigger badass. Still haven't really, I guess we do know. He's a fucking clone.
Who's a
but
clone?
Snoke,
A clone of who?
of Snoke, created by Emperor Palpatine. That's in another movie that's equally as bad. But,
Okay.
I don't agree with that, but okay.
I would rather get kicked in the nuts than watch either of those movies.
Dang.
What's
Uh,
the
I
other
can make
movie?
that happen.
Rise of Skywalker, the sequel.
Oh, the last.
Mm-hmm.
The last
Is it the last of?
of
the Skywalkers.
Fucking
Saga.
hope so.
because there'll be more movies, of course.
So I guess what I'm getting at here is I really liked all of the characters where they were leading up to in Force Awakens, and I think the worst thing you can do as a director is make a movie and then have to explain the plot points outside of the film. Everything you do should be left inside of the film, and what we didn't get from Last Jedi is answers to any questions. And I think it's poor filmmaking to leave more questions than answers.
What I don't understand about the trilogy is that they allowed Rian Johnson to basically change that story. If you are the producer of the trilogy, you have to give boundaries to your directors and say, look, this is what we're following. You need to play within that, because just saying, here you go, let's do what you want, it really derailed the other movie that came after
From
it.
what I heard, they didn't have the entire trilogy written out
at all.
Then they should have had the same person do all three.
Yes, exactly.
And if Marvel had followed that, it would have been a fucking nightmare the entire time. And that's what I don't get is, and they're all owned by the same people, by Disney. But why can Marvel do a 23 film span and have a cohesive storyline? There's probably over a dozen plot holes probably that you could poke through. But like, and then Star Wars has 3 new movies that are based on decades of lore and just completely fuck it up over 3 movies.
Let's also not forget the fact that a Star Wars movie didn't have a single lightsaber clash in that entire movie.
I was also going to leave that out because I say that every time, but yes, there's not a single lightsaber fight. There is an amazing fight in the movie, but there's no lightsaber duel. And you know, we had only kind of gotten a taste of that in Force Awakens, so I was expecting there to be this awesome fight in the second one. And if it had meant something to the third one, and it's not fair for me to hold things that happened in the third one against the second movie, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. There's a lot of things that just aren't Star Wars. I am always happy to reinvent the wheel, but the wheel's got to be moving towards something. And this wheel just fucking falls apart and catches on fire. and
Runs out of space gas.
It's such a beautiful movie. It's such a beautiful looking movie. And it's just the writing and the even the direction's good. Like the editing. It's great. It's just, damn, that story sucks.
And there's some really cool things that happen in the movie.
There's a lot of cool things that happen. I mean, we fucking get to see somebody light speed through a fucking other ship.
Yeah.
And coming off Rogue One, which I consider one of the
best Star Wars movies ever made, yes.
You know, I had some hype going into it because they were firing on all cylinders. So I was expecting a lot, but yes. So if I could forget that movie and never see it again, I would.
But you're probably going to watch it again at some point.
No, I've only ever seen it twice. I saw Rogue One 9 times in theaters. I've seen Last Jedi twice in my entire life.
You won't ever watch it again, ever?
Not if I have to.
What about with your child? We'd be like, look, here's the deal. We're going to watch this one because it's part of the series.
I'll tell them what happened. No.
My just tell them what happened.
No.
Listen to this bullshit.
Daddy, I heard that there were more than 6 main Star Wars movies. Well, someone lied to you, and if you say that again, God will strike you down.
I just thought maybe you direct him to this episode of the last podcast, and then they could get
that would allow him to know that those movies happened.
Oh, okay. So you're just that never happened?
No.
Weird.
No.
Fair.
Well, isn't that the whole point of the bad? You wish you could forget that it never happened. So there you go.
The thing is, like 2 and 3, 8 and 9 are so bad that like I could give up 7 for them to never happen. Like I just kind of wish they hadn't made them. So, and the fact that they wiped out all the original lore and everything, which I get it, like you're not going to be able to fit new stuff in that lore because how dense it was already. There wasn't enough space for you to just add new story in, but it was just ugh. So, you know, we'll see. I'm still a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, I'll never not be a Star Wars fan, and the content they have now is great. But yeah, as far as the ending to a Skywalker saga, I'm not a fan.
Right on. So,
Cool. What's your good?
Am I good?
Yeah, what's your good, man? Let's get some positive.
Let's get some
shit in
positive
here.
after just fucking ranting about shit no one cares about.
second.
I want to talk about one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm a huge cinephile. I love movies. I love the nitty gritty about them, how they were made, why they were made, what went into making them. And one of my favorite directors is Martin Scorsese. His movies really stick out to me. I feel like they're very grounded in realism, and they tell an interesting story, something that I don't really get to peer into too often, being from this time period and also just my background and culture growing up. So I'm always super interested in the mob and the mafia and just kind of like the whole like how gangs and stuff work. It's super cool. I like
Stop you right there. The Godfather 3? Me
no,
too.
No. Also, Martin Scorsese didn't direct those, but
Oh, I was way off.
that was Francis Ford Coppola.
Yes.
Nice.
Caught myself. So no. So the year's 1993, I think, and the movie Goodfellas comes out. So I didn't get to experience Goodfellas until I was already out of high school. But I watched it, and it's one of the movies that has stuck with me more than any other movie I've ever seen. And I think it's the way that Martin Scorsese tells a story and the characters that he uses. And he does a really good job of telling you stories where things are glorified, but he shows the consequences of the actions that people take. So I have a breakdown here. Some of the main cast: Robert De Niro's in it. He plays a character named Jimmy Conway. Ray Liotta plays, he's the main character, Henry Hill. It's about Henry Hill, and it's based off of a book by Henry Hill. about how he goes into witness protection, and it's far enough out. He tells the story. It's based off of things that actually happened. Joe Pesci, one of his most known roles as Tommy DeVito. Ray Liotta's wife in the movie, Lorraine Bracco, plays Karen Hill, who I think is not talked about enough for her performance in that movie. She's awesome. And then Paul Sorvino plays Paul Cicero, who is kind of like the mob boss in that movie. But it starts with a great opening line. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. And it starts off with Henry when he's young and kind of how he gets mixed in with the mafia, just kind of being one of their gopher guys growing up and doing tasks for them. And there's a montage and it shows how he ends up choosing the mafia over his actual family. There's a point early on where the last time we see either of his parents, they get the mob to beat up the mailman that brings the grades to the home, so that way they stop finding out that he's skipping school. So there's literally a scene where they like take the mailman and put his face in an oven, and they're like, if you ever fucking deliver another school letter to this home, like you're dead, like, because that's just how the mafia fucking did it. So, but the opening scene of the movie is Jimmy, Henry, and Tommy, which is Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Ray Liotta, and they're driving in a car somewhere. You don't know why, but later you find out that they're driving in the car because they have a dead body in the trunk that they need to go out into the boonies and bury. So after you get the montage and everything, there's an early one shot, and I know Jesse, you love a good one shot.
Yes.
Long shot, one shot, single scene shot, whatever you want to call it. But I think it sets up the story and the tone really well. It carries over as Henry and his wife Karen are going through a restaurant, and like they don't use the main place where the line's at, and they go through the back way. And what's really cool about it is it shows the transition between the different rooms they go in and different characters that are in the mob and the way that they interact with each other. You see a lot of different larger than life people, and it's really setting up glorifying the mob and like the lifestyle they live. They get in there, there's no table there for them when they get there, and he kind of and he snaps his fingers and they bring a table out, they put the cloth on it, and it's just, really cool. Like, it feels cool to be in the mob at this point. And there's this, yes, sir.
I was just going to say, I saw a video, I can't remember what channel it is, but it was a mobster reacts basically video.
Yes.
And he was saying that Joe Pesci was one of the best accurate actual mobsters, because he's just,
which is terrifying,
because he's just an angry little man.
He's insane.
Joe Pesci is the little guy from Home Alone, by the way.
He's the scariest part of that entire movie, and if that's what mob guys are really like I bet they were just clenched buttholes all the time, just terrified that
anybody around him, yeah,
just like that they might pop off.
Ready to
R.I.P. Spider.
People would literally get up and leave if they even thought like that was a thing. They'd
absolutely.
be like, nope, I'm out.
One of my favorite performances from him too in that movie.
Absolutely. And in that, at the end of that one shot when they sit down, there's this really funny exchange between Karen and Henry. Karen says, "What do you do?" And Henry says, "I'm in construction." And Karen kind of looks at him and feels his hands, and she's like, "I don't feel like you're in construction." And he goes, I'm a union delegate. Like, he just doesn't want to tell her what it is, but she knows that something's not right with it. And then from there, it's just rising action. It's building up to what's going to come. But one of the big moments is when Tommy DeVito kills a character named Billy Bats. It's a guy that had gotten out of prison. Billy Batson? No, Billy Bats. He'd gotten out of prison recently, and a lot of things had changed with that area since then. And, Tommy had really kind of gotten pretty violent at this point and just kind of did what he wanted. So Billy Bats shows up. They have this exchange, and Tommy fucking murks him.
Oh man.
Tommy, Jimmy, and Henry, they just he gets on the ground and they stomp the shit out of him until he dies. And you find out he's the body inside of the car from the beginning of the movie that they're driving into bumfuck nowhere to bury. And they get the car where it needs to go, and they find out that he's still alive, and they have to re-kill him to finally bury him. And one of the things that shows Tommy's character the most is that after they fucking kill him, Tommy looks at the other guys and says, "I'm sorry, I got blood on your floor."
Yep.
It's just crazy. And then there's one of the and then on top of that, what's funny is on the way to go bury the body, they stop at Tommy's mom's house, who is played by Martin Scorsese's actual mom.
Who
And they
actually made the food
Yeah,
in the movie
that's
and
real.
everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like they have dinner and everything, and they're just talking about what they're doing, and it's hilarious because Tommy has to convince his mom to borrow one of her biggest cutting knives, and she asks what it's for, and he says it's because they hit a deer on the way and he needs to cut it out of the grill, but so they can fucking cut the guy up that's in the trunk,
Yep.
and it's amazing. He's like, "Mom, can I borrow this? I'll bring it back." And then you get one of the most well-known lines in all of cinema, which we quoted a little bit earlier, but it's Tommy talking to Henry, and it is what basically won Joe Pesci the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Tommy's talking to Henry, and he says they're talking about a joke, and they're both busting up laughing, and Joe Pesci completely improvises this line to Ray Liotta, who it's just as awesome that he riffs off of it and that they keep it going because it creates this tension that there are very few scenes, I think, in grounded movies that create the same kind of tension between two characters.
The tension's so good too because you kind of know what's going to happen, but you still have that tension. Because a lot of times, you know, if you see something coming, the tension's gone, right?
Yeah.
But it's still there no matter what in this scene.
Every time you watch it,
Yes,
even though you know
every time.
Yes.
even though you know the end result, every time you watch it, you're like, ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, and I think it's because up to this point we know that Tommy's a loose cannon, but we also know that Henry's the main character. So it's like, what is... And Tommy doesn't abide by the rules. So it's like, you know, Tommy could still do something to Henry and know the story would still keep going. So it all culminates in just a snippet of what Tommy says to Henry. But he says, "You mean, let me understand this, because, you know, maybe it's me. I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, like I'm a clown? Like I amuse you?" Like when he delivers that line, it is still scary. It's... If people in the mob were actually like that, like I would
Scary.
never want to be around
Scary.
them. So and up to this point, it's still like the guys are untouchable. They rob a bank. There's this massive kind of really cool, almost Tarantino-esque planning of a heist that they do, and it goes off. But people start to spend the money way before they should. Everyone gets caught up by the feds. People start going to jail. People start getting killed because they have to start getting rid of the loose ends of what's happening. So it's really tense, really cool montage with different popular songs playing as you're seeing how these people meet their untimely ends. And then you get to the part of it that I kind of call the fall. So you had the rising, you had the beginning, the rising, the climax, and then the fall. So the mafia finds out that Tommy killed Billy. And in a really pivotal part of the movie, Tommy was about to become a made man in the mafia. So you have to be 100% Italian from like Sicily in order to be
trace
made.
your lineage and all that.
Right, you have to be able to trace it back to a family that's actually from Italy. And Henry would never be able to do that because he's part Irish.
Right.
So it's like you can totally be in the mob, but you can't be like top
The
level.
Don.
So
Can't
Tom,
be protected.
right. So if you're made, you're basically, yeah, no one can touch you. Do whatever the fuck you want. So Tommy's supposed to be made. Jimmy and Henry are waiting to hear back after he's been made, and Tommy walks into a room, or he walks into a house, and it's a room with nothing in it but two guys, and you know he's not gonna make it out of that room. So he walks in, he just goes, "Ah, fuck," and he just gets shot in the head, dies instantly. There's a phone call, and the mob basically, they tell Henry, they're like, "Hey, sorry, Tommy didn't make it." So not only was that a big deal for Tommy, but Henry was gonna have a buddy who was also made. So that, I mean,
Yeah.
that meant, you know, that he was.
If you can't be made, that's the next best
That's
thing.
the
is to
next
have a
best
buddy
thing,
that's
yeah.
made.
So that's the beginning of the fall. After that, it really everything just falls apart. Henry gets mixed up in drugs. One of the few things that Paulie, the mob head, says is that don't get mixed up with drugs. We don't sell drugs. And so he gets mixed up in that. He gets hooked on his own supply, and then it just gets worse and worse for him. The feds are constantly on him. Karen at one point is sick and tired of him cheating. He wakes up with her laying over him with a revolver pointed at his head, ready to kill him. And it's a great scene if you haven't seen it. And the movie, as it goes, Jimmy turns on Henry. Jimmy and Paulie know what Henry's done, that he's working with the feds in order to protect his own life. And one of the first things Jimmy says to Henry when he's a kid is, there's only two things you need to know. Never rat on your friends and always keep your mouth shut. And those are the two things that he does at the end of the movie. So I think one of the coolest things about it is that in what Henry does in order to protect his own life is he gives up the only life he wanted to have a life that he never wanted. He gave up the normal life with his family, you know, that his parents and everything, in order to join the mob, and he had to give that up to have a life at all. And so his punishment within the confines of the story, but actually in real life also, is that now he has to live a normal life. So this guy lives this entire crazy life, and the movie ends with him bitching and complaining about the normalcy of still having a normal life, yet he's alive.
Macaroni with ketchup on it.
Like, it's just boring shit. He's in witness protection. So I love the storytelling, the acting, and I love a movie that like shows you what you get if you act a certain way. So that's why I think that Goodfellas is, I mean, easily one of the best gangster movies of all time, but one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I haven't seen it in a while, and I need to watch it again.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
Every time I watch it, I love it.
Yeah,
I mean, I have
a
a
great
great time.
We'll watch it here. We'll watch it.
Should we give like our like what we would have picked as their best, like what's your best game of all time real quick? You don't, no explanation, just what it would have
Jesus
been.
Christ.
Silent Hill 2.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
You can say the same thing.
Yes. Final Fantasy 7.
Ooh, I knew someone was gonna go there. I would have picked Snatch as my favorite movie.
That's a great movie.
My
Ooh,
favorite
that-
movie of all time is Wizard of Oz. Don't at me.
I won't at you. You're from Kansas, man. That's all right.
My top two
From
that were
Kansas.
after that are Goodfellas and Chasing Amy, which I almost did.
Chasing Amy's great.
Yes, so-
Holy shit.
What's your favorite movie? Why? We're doing this halfway.
We're doing it. Go.
Fuck. Batman, 1989.
Nice. That's a good movie.
Can't pick one. When it comes to a movie, I
Two?
cannot pick one.
Movie you wish you could forget and watch again.
No. But two? Can you pick two top movies?
Oh my god, that's difficult.
Okay,
man.
Nick can't do it.
Yeah,
so-
I can't do movies like that.
Can't
That's
act.
something.
Can't pick movies. I mean,
Yeah. So what you're saying is we should watch that movie again, almost immediately.
If you want.
I mean, I think we should.
No, you should watch it once a week until
Oh,
you also
wow.
talk
That's a
like
long movie.
Joe Pesci. Why is it that like gangster movies are like, yeah, you know, they start around 2.5 hours and they end around
Because
like
they're
4.5
directed
hours?
by like 3 people.
Yeah, and they're also
Ooh,
old.
yeah.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
Which has all like turned into The Irishman, which is like the longest movie ever.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah, my form of media. Let me open this up. Yeah, my form of media is music,
Oh.
and
like you're surprised. Oh, you picked music.
Is that good? Is music good?
music's pretty good.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's great. Yeah, a couple of years ago stumbled across a music video to a band that I have since shown most of the boys here, and it's something we've, I don't know, basically fallen in love with, almost obsessively in a way. I can say that for me. I listen to it every day.
Bro, I only listen to it like 25 hours
I know what we're talking about if you're talking
every
about
day.
Baby Shark.
Do.
Well,
I gotta go.
Clap them
I
cheeks.
gotta-
Do.
That is not what I was thinking. But music video, and the song's name was Perennial, and this beautiful voice of a woman named Courtney. I think it's pronounced LaPlante, or is it LaPlante?
I think it's LaPlante.
LaPlante.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's Canadian. Who knows?
Courtney LaPlante comes on, and I am taken away on this journey of just amazing, beautiful, poetically just driven music that I can't get away from. She has this gorgeous voice that just captures my soul, and it flows so well with this genty, progressive type metal. And then gent. And then all of a sudden her growls come in, her screams come in, and then it blows me away.
Her spicy words.
Yeah, her spicy words. It's sweet.
There's
and
nuggets
spicy.
and then there's spicy nuggets. And
If you guys have ever had Sour Patch Kids, that's exactly what like Courtney LaPlante
shit.
is. So
Yeah, la fill it in.
yeah.
Well, however you say it.
Yeah. But
I love
I'm listening to it, and I'm really digging it. And they had a couple more songs out, but no music videos to it at the time. And I was one night, you know, me and Jesse and Dakota were sitting down, just watching some music videos like we do, listening to early 2000s music and reminiscing about the good old days of music.
That sounds good or bad. I can't really.
It
It's
depends.
both. Yeah, it's both.
There's a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B.
Look,
Yeah.
Look, default usually always pops up.
Yeah.
Wasting my time. Wasting my time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do. Yeah, shut up. you do.
Default, they had one song.
I've never heard of that before.
We'll play it.
Yeah,
She's like,
that's-
oh, that stupid song.
He might not actually.
I'm
He
sorry,
might
Dude,
not.
I like
Hey,
some early 2000s new metal.
I'd like to
Professional
formally-
motor music.
It's like rock. It's like
It's alternative.
it's rock?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's.
I'd like to
no.
formally apologize for bringing up Default while you're talking about this band.
I Stand Alone by Godsmack comes on all the
Fuck
time.
that band and that song forever.
Prince of Persia. That's for you.
Yep.
Ugh.
So we're going through all this, and I'm like, hey, I want to show you guys this new band that I really dig. I think you guys might like them. And I was definitely wrong. They didn't just kind of like them; they became obsessed with them like I did.
Worship is a good word.
The band's name is Spirit Box,
Mm,
and
mm, mm.
I've never been the same since.
It's so
Nope.
they're so good.
They
Life-changing.
Well, for us at least, life changing.
Grandmas everywhere love them.
I do. I listen to them every day, and they haven't had really a real full length album come out. They've had a lot of LPs and stuff that they put together,
Yeah.
a lot of singles and stuff that they created albums from. But the Mara Effect and just their Spirit Box self-titled LP, all of it has been amazing. And what I was saying before, Courtney LaPlante's vocals are mesmerizing. She has this gorgeous, beautiful voice.
It's very mature.
Yeah, it's very mature. She can sing very, very well, and it's not, we're into metal and everything, and it is. It's genty, it's metal, but she can really harmonize with almost anything that band puts out, and it's almost calming, even in the really heavy moments of the songs. When she sings, it really calms you and takes you to a different world in your mind, and then she'll hit you with those low growls and everything all of a sudden, just out of nowhere. Spirit Box has probably some of the best breakdowns for a gent band or a progressive metal band currently.
They're very meaningful breakdowns, because there's a lot of bands out there that
Yeah.
just like, let's throw the breakdown in because that's what people want. And you
Very
can do
cookie cutter.
You can do the crab walk, whatever. No,
Yeah.
the kids do that anymore. But
Crab
back
Walk?
in my day,
Was that Asking Alexandria who used to do
Yes.
that? Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No.
It was.
Who was it?
Wasn't it Attack?
Yeah.
Oh,
Stick-
that's right.
Stickly.
yes,
That's right. Yeah.
But I feel like their breakdowns really add to the moment and whatever they're trying to portray with their music.
Yeah, they build up to it. It's almost like the whole song builds up to it and it tells a story.
Sometimes, but they also break the formula, like
They do.
with digital battle, bleach bath.
Bleach Bath, yep. What else does that? Rule of Nines. That does it too.
And they have perfected the calm before the storm
Mhm.
too, when it comes to their breakdowns.
Blessed Be. Oof. That music video is fantastic. It's my
If-
favorite music video that they have.
If you just
personally.
wanted to name every single song, go oof afterwards, me and just be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, have you at all listened?
Have you
I know
dabbled?
I've talked to you about this band. Have you ever listened to Spirit Box
I
before?
listened to a couple minutes of it.
And
And?
it wasn't your jam?
I thought Ginger did it better.
Ginger did what better?
They're
I don't know.
completely
They're
different,
I'm
in every way, shape,
I don't like
or form.
Ginger
Okay.
either. Gotcha.
So you don't like Spirit Box?
I don't have a good opinion of him because I haven't listened to him enough to.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's fine. I mean, not everybody's going to feel the same way about this band as we do.
They're not a very big band.
I reside on the heavier side of heavy music,
Sure.
so Meshuggah for me is going to be.
And they have some heavy songs. They do. I mean, they have songs.
Aphids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every time they come out with a new song, we're all about it. We're listening to it, as much as we can. If you're into metal or anything like that, you might have heard of a band back in the day called I Wrestled a Bear Once, and that is actually where Courtney LaPlante not got her start, but kind of made it. She kind of got her name out there a lot more.
It was the platform for her to get well known.
That's what catapulted her into.
There we go.
kind of
That
the-
was what I was trying to say.
From I Wrestle the
The
Bear
second
one?
vocalist.
second one.
vocalist,
Second
yes.
vocalist, okay.
Still is good.
They
Still just
got
as good.
bigger actually once she joined.
They did, yeah. Well, they became her and Michael Stringer, who is her husband, was actually started off as I Wrestled a Bear Once, like step-in guitarist. He wasn't actually their main guitarist for a while, but then ended up getting in it because the rest of the band kind of wanted to take it a little bit more of a serious approach to it, and so when they joined, that's kind of the route they took. So their last album, there was it was a lot more serious,
Mhm.
and then they wanted to keep it going that way, but then some of the other band members wanted to kind of go back to their goofy antics that they used to do, and they weren't feeling it, and they wanted to kind of step away and do something different. So
Get Studios.
yep, they created Spirit Box, which believe it or not, is for the most part, they are really the only two consistent band members of Spirit Box. If you haven't listened to them, even if metal isn't your go or isn't your jam, at least listen to them. You know, Blessed Be is a good, you know, lead into that band. The Mara Effect, what, part 2? Is that the, or is it part 3? Is the softer one? I can't remember.
3 still has a breakdown. In
Part
it,
2's softer.
Part 2 softer.
because it's the
That's softer.
transitional.
Yes, I mean they all have breakdowns. Every single one of their songs.
Trustfall would be a great song.
Trust
too.
Fall is fantastic. Also
Favorite
has a
song.
breakdown, but it's a great song. I mean, it's not too heavy. It doesn't, you know, kick your ass right out of the gate or anything. But it might, you know, you might discover that you really like that type of music.
If you're into heavier music, then I would start with like Bleach Bath or like The Beauty of Suffering or Rule of Nine, like one of the Aphids, one of the heavier songs.
Yeah, those are great, and I'm excited for this is actually the first Patreon I ever joined. They just
that's a
started,
big deal.
Yeah, they just started a Patreon a few weeks back, and I've never been a part of a Patreon, and I was like, I really want to hear what they have to offer. I want to see things before it comes out. I want to hear things before it comes out. And they have a new single coming out that I've gotten to hear a few things that they've launched on their Patreon that is what they consider their heaviest song yet. And I'm super excited for it.
Do you have a band right now that you look forward to, like new stuff coming out more than Spirit Box?
More than Spirit Box?
Right.
No, Spirit Box. They are becoming one of my favorite bands of all time.
Me too. Yep.
Wow.
They are my favorite band currently, but they are actually becoming one of
Yep.
my favorite bands of all time.
They don't have a song I can't just listen to
Of
on repeat.
all
Agreed.
time.
Of all time.
Yep. They don't. Yeah, exactly, Dakota. They don't have a song that I don't want to listen to. Every single song I can listen to 2 hours.
We'll show you some stuff after.
Yeah.
After.
Better than DFWB.
Well,
Well,
You
come on.
guys-
That's a legendary group.
Yeah, they stand amongst the titans of rock and roll and
But they're
rock and
metal
roll.
in general.
they're dead now.
Not a clean vocal to be had. I don't know. I think their vocalist sucks.
Hashtag bring back DFWB.
Clint, you listening? Let's do it.
Please.
We are in talks to do a song. Well, we're not going to do a DFWB song to start. I don't know if you saw recently we re-released a track.
Of course I did.
I didn't do new vocals for it, but they did the new production on it.
Yes. Yeah.
It was so good I didn't have to redo them.
Is this one of the first instances of us talking about the fact that you are a vocalist?
Yes.
Kinda. However, the very first track we ever did. Sorry to derail your whole
No,
thing.
that's okay.
The very first track Clint and I ever did together was a song called "Blinded," and it is older. It is older than my only marriage. So a song that's 12, 13 years old. He was like, "Let's redo it," and I was like, "Wait for the COVID to kind of calm down, and then I'll come over and do it." So look forward to that later.
So real quick, speaking of, I really want to shout Clint out. We've done it on our Facebook, but Clint made our intro
And our outro.
song and our outro song.
It's like, it's right, and I mean, it's kind of Spirit Box. It's technical, and it hits hard, and it riffs. It's really good.
I got bad news. I can't sing. So if you wanted a Spirit Boxy kind of singy thing,
Oh, we never expect you to be Spirit
Yeah,
Box, so
you
don't
know,
worry.
You're good, bro.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm Spirit
Just
Balls.
take a break.
Because your balls?
Because
Yeah.
she's got never mind.
Stop.
Stop. I got him.
I
Count it. Count it.
I get
Oh
it.
fuck.
Yuck.
So Clint, thank you. We appreciate it as we get done with the conversation.
Let's click our
about-
drinks for him. Let's give him a
Let's-
good
yeah,
old
let's
digital
get
bath. Thank you, bud. You're
Thanks,
awesome.
This can, whatever's on it, this covering.
So let me get to my bad.
Oh yeah.
Let me get to my bad. So, and there's going to be a lot of people who make fun of me for this, but that's fine. Some of my favorite bands of all time
Mm-hmm.
have eventually become some of my most hated bands of all time.
Either die a hero or become a villain.
And that's because their first few albums I adored, and I really got into music this way, but
I gotta get ready to flip this table.
Yeah, let's get... Okay, everyone get ready. Here we go. Go ahead.
Avenged Sevenfold
Uh-huh.
Oh okay.
and Five Finger
Yeah!
Oh.
Yep.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yes. So
Never crouch.
And it's still hard. It's actually a lot tougher for me to say Avenged Sevenfold than it is Five Finger, because Five Finger,
Oh, yeah.
Five Finger after their third album,
It was shorter.
after their third album, I really enjoyed their third album, American Capitalist. I liked it. A lot of people said that was their downfall. I actually really liked that album personally, And then their fourth album came out, which was like a dual, like 2 albums.
Rogue Side of Heaven.
Yeah, and The Righteous Side of Hell. Which there were songs on that album that I was like, okay, I like this. But then the rest of them were like, what the fuck am I listening to?
I'm gonna consider them both the fourth album,
Yeah,
but like
that's fine.
it felt like a parody of themselves.
It did. That's a good way of putting it, actually. That it really did.
Are you in the war, brother? Like
I'm in the war
because
every day.
yeah.
I know a couple songs off the first album, and that was enough for me. And I was like, all right, Ivan Moody. Yeah, you were good.
More like Ivan Dooney.
Motor Grader was cool because that was early 2000s new metal. And then he went to that, and I heard a couple songs, and I was like, I'm so good, though. And that was the end for me. So I don't have a lot to contribute. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I
shut up.
I love their first 3 albums. I really do. I think Way of the Fist is, a fantastic album. It's one of my... Yeah, it's great. I love it. War's the Answer? Great. Loved it. American Capitalist? I personally really liked it. Yeah, Dakota's like, getting
I liked it. It was kind of, I was like, oh, same, but okay, I liked it.
And then it just fell flat on its face. It really did. And then Got Your Six.
Butt rock.
It became butt rock. It was like...
That's what Got Your Six means.
it fell to the levels of fucking like Nickelback and shit like that. It was
Nickelback had more good albums, but
No, it didn't. No. So
hey, I want to be a rock star.
Silver Side Up and all the wrong reasons, and that's it.
I didn't even know
I'll
the
just
album.
say Silver Side Up. I'll just say Silver Side Up.
I'm a closet Nickelback fan. Someone say that. That's why I couldn't choose music.
So, but I can't tell you the journey I went on, when I discovered Five Finger Death Punch, because when I first heard The Bleeding, it was on the radio of all places, but I was like, holy shit, it was in 2007 when they first came out, and I was like, holy shit, I actually really like this. Bought their album and fell in love with it. I thought it was different from the music that I personally normally listen to.
It was completely
at
different.
the time. Yeah.
That was one of the songs I heard.
Went to Mayhem Fest, the first ever Mayhem Fest, which 2008, I think, 2008, and got to see them. And they came on after a band called Walls of Jericho, which surprisingly killed the fucking show. It was a side stage, but
they were good.
Killed it. But they came on, and it was just a blast. And we got to meet them afterwards. We actually got to take a shot of Jaeger with them and stuff in line. It was really fucking cool. We got their autographs. They were at the time all very down to earth guys. And I thought to myself, okay, this is a band that I think might become one of my favorites. I even have one of their songs tattooed on me.
Never Crouch.
Never Crouch.
Never Enough.
Never Enough.
Never Enough Crouching?
Basically.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I have a tattoo on my arm that says Never Enough because I love that song. But the
font?
The font is Old English, and it looks like it says Never Crouch. So I decided one day, an older woman asked me what that meant one day at work, and I just looked at her and I just straight up was just like, oh yeah, it means never crouch. And she was like, well, what does that mean? I was like, well, there's this game called Halo, and if you go over people after you kill them and you crouch in front of them, it's called teabag. You don't ever do that. Never do that. That's terrible. That's a bad thing. You'll get in trouble. So it just kind of stuck, but yeah. And then, of course, Avenged Sevenfold. Now, this one hurts me because...
Oh, you've got 2 don't want to ever listen to them again.
Yeah.
Or want to forget that they ever...
Now, let me say, the bad is not all of Five Finger Death Punch is anything after the third album.
And to their defense, I will say that they are still very loving of their fan base, and they're still great, to see live, and, they still do a lot of fan interaction.
Five Finger?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When Ivan's not, belligerently drunk on stage.
Yeah, yeah. I can't tell you how
I know
many
what
guys
that feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, we heard stories. Yeah, he's been through rehab so many times. Tommy Vex from Bad Wolves had to finish out an entire tour for Five Finger Death Punch because Ivan Moody had to go to rehab. And
Also an excellent vocalist.
Tommy Vex?
Tommy Vex.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard a little band called Divine Heresy, but he actually got to be in a band with the lead guitarist from Fear Factory. And they put out an album, and then they got in a fist fight.
Oh, shit.
And
Ooh, that's a big dude, too, to get in a fist fight with.
Tommy Vex
I've
did not fight back.
He
left the Fear Factory.
I was about to say,
and
Tommy Vex is a big fucking
I've
dude.
seen Bad Wolves live, and they were phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're cool. I like Bad Wolves. Kind of their second album's kind of butt rocky, honestly.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. There's a couple songs that are all right, but If you don't know, they redid the Cranberries song "Zombie."
So you've talked a little bit about, I mean, the journey through Five Finger, but like, what made it after the third album like go bad for you? I know you want to go into Vince Sevenfold, but I want to hear why.
It started to become more of the same, which isn't necessarily always a bad thing, but then it was also cookie cutter. You could literally say, oh, I know exactly when they're going to go into their chorus. I know exactly when they're going to their breakdown. I know exactly when they're going to go into their guitar solo. I know exactly if Ivan's going to sing in this chorus.
How many covers were on
scream.
that fourth album?
I think the fifth one had more.
I don't know. It's usually a
The
sign
fourth album?
when a band's
Fourth
like,
album,
let's do a couple.
Mama
covers.
Said Knock You Out.
Mama Said Knock You Out, I think, is the only cover they did in the fourth album.
LL Cool J was okay with that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Tech Nine was on it. It was a big deal. It was actually a really big deal.
Okay.
It was. And they played it live in Kansas City at Rockfest.
I mean, everybody
With
loved
Tech
Little
Nine.
Tech and Nina.
I just,
Yeah.
and I think, and why I say they kind of became a parody of themselves was the things that made them unique in the first two albums, they started to lean into too much going forward, and it just became...
I think they got away from that personally. Because if you listen to Way of the Fist, there is a lot of like, you thought maybe the chorus would hit, but then all of a sudden it was another verse, and like
Sure.
they changed it up, and then all of a sudden they got into this very like verse, chorus, verse, breakdown, chorus, like whatever it might have been. So I think they got away from that, and that's what I was just like, this is not the same. And then the drummer, like, he's a good drummer, but it was just...
Oh, man. Yeah,
that's all it was. And I was like, okay, this is boring. I'm tired of it. And I was done. So Avenged Sevenfold hurts because I still consider them one of my favorite bands of all time. And all the way through their... Nightmare album I loved, and half of Nightmare was still written had help being written by the Rev, which was their drummer who passed away.
Rest in peace.
Yep. He was a phenomenal music writer. He could write every instrument, he could sing, he could do all of it. He was great at composing and putting things together. He could play every instrument there was out there. It was insane. And he was, of course, a big one of the big reasons why they became who they became. And there's a lot of people out there who just can't stand Avenged Sevenfold, even from their beginnings. Which
I don't agree with that. I mean, there are people who can't. I really liked Avenged Sevenfold until Hail to the King.
Right.
Ugh.
Yes. Right. Hail to the King. Again, for me, a couple songs that I kind of liked, but overall, I could easily be like, you know what, I don't fucking want to remember this album.
Parody of themselves again.
Seriously. And the stage, while good for you for venturing out and doing something completely different that you've never done before, good for you, but it's shit. It's not good. This is not Avenged Sevenfold anymore. This is something different. Which, if you want to go out and do something different, then make a side band. That's fine. But I don't
Call
know.
it True But Sad and just do Metallica.
They do, but yeah, Metallica cover band.
Linkin Park.
Yeah, well, you know, I still respect what they did more than what I think Five Finger did afterwards, and Avenged Sevenfold has done recently. Sure. And there's going to be a lot of people mad at me that I even say that because they still love Avenged Sevenfold. Both Five
Not
Finger,
many, but yeah.
Both Five Finger and Avenged Sevenfold
have huge fan
still
bases.
like are some of the biggest bands out there right now. I mean, they sell out like entire.
Oh, they sold out.
Stadium. Yeah, that's for damn sure. You know, I remember putting in Sounding the Seventh Trumpet way back in the day, 98, something like that.
God.
I think, well, maybe it was 99. I think it was 99. And just being like, wow, what's this? What is this? I don't know this type of music.
There's metal in the air.
Yeah. And it's roughly recorded. You know, this is when they didn't really have a big music studio helping them out with anything.
I love rough recordings, like stuff that sounds like it's like
it's great
in a garage.
They did it in the other room, and you were there. Like
M Shadows actually had.
This is a professional. Place.
M Shadows had his girlfriend at the time, who is now his wife, do vocals from that album as well.
What does the M stand for?
Mickey.
Midnight.
Oh, it was close.
Mickey Shadows.
M Night.
Yeah.
M Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Are you joking?
I think originally it stood for Midnight, but then his name is, I believe his name is Matt. if I remember correctly.
Hi, I'm Matt Shadows. And you're watching Scars.
Yeah, there you go.
This is my brother Kyle Dark Area.
Yo, this is Jacoby Shaddix.
And this guy's balls just got ripped in half.
Yikes.
But I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was amazing. And then Waking the Fallen came out, and I died and went to heaven when it came to metal music at the time.
It's a perfect album.
It is. Every song on that album I can listen to over and over and over again and never ever be tired of it.
Yep.
I still have that album that I on my playlists, and I still have music from those albums. It's brilliant. And I Won't See You Tonight Part 1.
Ugh.
And then Part 2 afterwards.
Ugh.
It was so
There's
good.
another
Oh, he
part
did
three,
it 3
'cause-
times.
Yeah.
I went, and he was like,
No, I'll do it one more.
So, you're talking about good stuff.
Yes.
What was?
Well, I'm leading to that.
Oh, okay.
Part of what makes these things so bad for me is because how much I loved them in the beginning. So I kind of
this
kinda
is
like
his
the
Star Wars.
Yes,
Yeah, this is my
Star Wars.
aliens.
Yeah,
Oh my God, you better have some good shit, Jesse.
This is his. This is his. Keep listening
I
to
mean,
know.
I was about to say, if people get to me, like, thank you.
all right, so fuck you. It's my turn. No,
He explained the entire Goodfellas movie. Go ahead.
He did.
You have the stage.
going forward, love City of Evil, amazing.
Oh.
Love their self-titled,
My favorite album.
amazing. Yeah, I mean self-titled is
From
actually
them.
pretty close to par with Waking the Fallen for me. And then Nightmare came out, which most of that album's pretty awesome.
Great
The
for, strip
song
clubs.
Nightmare is fucking good.
Yes, it is. Yep. Welcome to the Family is really, really good.
Welcome to the family,
Oh,
son.
yes. Yeah.
And I like that album. It's great. And then Hail to the King.
Hail to the king.
Oh, I
Man.
nailed it. Wow, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to preempt the...
No, that's okay. I really wanted to like that album.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, I really was excited because it was their first album coming back from basically them getting over the fact that their brother died, the Rev. And I was like, okay, this is their triumphant return where they're going to leave that past, kind of like what the Architects did. You know, they like
Or Slipknot.
with Holy Hell or Slipknot, you know, with the Grey Chapter. I was thinking, okay, now granted, this was before all that.
Yes, it
but-
was.
but that's how I felt at the time, and I was so excited. And then it came out, and I listened to it, and I just remember the feeling that I had in the pit of my stomach of, what am I listening to? What they became, like you said, they became a parody of themselves. I see what they were trying to do, but I think they were trying to force things that weren't there. And they got a new drummer that wasn't helping anything, just boring ass drums the entire album. And I fell out of love with the band, and that's hard for me to say because I still listen to those their first 5 albums, you know, almost religiously, and I can't listen to them anymore. I'm not excited when I hear Avenged Sevenfold has new stuff coming out.
If anything, I'm like,
I
please
dropped
don't.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give me hope.
Right, yeah.
I haven't even attempted to listen to them after Hail to the King, and I've only heard the single
Oh,
Hail to the
you
King
should hear the
because of the
next
radio.
album.
The stage,
Ugh.
like
If you told me they had like 12 albums now, I'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. I wouldn't know.
it just upsets me. I hear they have new stuff coming out. I was like, I'll listen to it, but that's as far as I get. I'm not excited about it anymore,
Yeah.
and it breaks my heart. It really does. And if I could sit there and forget that those 2 albums came out, I'd be one of the happiest people ever because I'd be like, oh, you mean my favorite band is still amazing?
You know, the fucked up part though is people would be like, you would be like, oh yeah, they're still amazing, and then other people would be like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Did Hail to the King, was it so bad that it made you like Nightmare even less?
No. It didn't actually. Actually, if anything, it made me like Nightmare more. And the reason
decent.
Yeah.
the reason I said that is because I'm like, man, there was still a lot of music written by the Rev in that.
It's
album.
not a bad album.
No, it's not.
I got it for Christmas, I remember.
I remember I found out the Rev died on my birthday.
Oh, fuck.
He didn't die on my birthday, but I found out on my
Yeah.
birthday that he died, and at the time he was like my favorite band. So
I mean, it took you till your birthday. I don't know how many days that is.
he died, I think, in November, like late November or something like that.
And you found
I
out
can't
when?
remember.
January 4th.
That's a long time. If it's your favorite
month?
band, wouldn't you
This
know?
was like years ago.
This was before the internet was still very much.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
So and that's why I want to forget them, is because the bands that I grew to love and really shaped the way that I started listening to music. And honestly, those two bands got me into harder music, because before that I was into, Breaking Benjamin, which is great and all that kind of stuff, but it was kind of that genre. 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin.
Flaw.
Yeah, Flaw. I love Flaw.
Flaw's not a bad band.
Yeah, I like Flaw.
But 3 Days Grace.
Oh, hey, you fucking watch it.
You remember that one song they did?
Oh, I remember more than one.
Yeah, probably all of them, because
Yeah.
they all sound like the same goddamn song.
Excuse me.
Wow.
They do.
Riot,
Excuse me.
They
Excuse
do.
me.
They all sound
I
the
Hate
same.
Everything About You is a good song.
Let's start it right.
I cut my hair like that guy. That's how much I like that band.
That's
Adam?
cool.
God damn, really?
Yeah, in
You cut
seventh
your hair
grade.
like Adam?
Yeah, sure did. No, I'm
What?
sorry, I was freshman.
I'm gonna head out.
So I won't take up any more time. I want Jesse to go over his, but I think we can pretty much all agree, except for maybe Chris.
It's the
on,
basil.
You did like an Adam Sandler hand thing, like
You went like.
This one,
Oh,
I'm
where was
having the
Little
one with
Nicky?
5 flavors, and the basil
next
hits
time.
me, and it's so bad.
Basil.
The basil.
The
Anyway.
green
The green.
Well, thank you for coming in my TED Talk.
spell of the seltzers are usually not that good.
Yeah, but a lot of times I like just
Jesse,
lime.
what you got, buddy?
Oh, well.
Oh shit, Jesse, you're
Yeah,
here.
hey, what's up, guys?
Who's your haircut like now?
Just like me.
Oh, okay.
Like a
Like
Navajo.
the last of the Mohicans.
Oh, we went there, okay.
I thought it was more like a person who lived in an igloo.
An
eagle?
An Inuit?
No, they would have more hair. Jesse has it cut for somewhere where it's hot.
I did have
Like Kansas.
hair that looked like that about a few weeks ago because I couldn't
during
get a
the-
haircut. Yeah. Man.
Someone thought you were Korean.
Yeah.
What's a Korean?
Someone thought you were Pawami.
Pawami.
Hey, buddy.
Anyway, so let's start with the bad.
Starting with the bad.
I'll
Okay.
kind of pick up kind of where Nick was with something that was so good and what really, honestly, so I'm on TV shows in case you don't know.
Okay.
And there was a show that was very consistent up until a certain point, and that show was Supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
It was different.
Why is everybody talking about stuff I don't know anything about?
I'm so sorry.
Because you live in Iraq.
Because you play and live Call of Duty.
Oh.
Anyway, the first 1 through 5 seasons of Supernatural, I could still recommend to people and say that is prime television. It was like Buffy 2.0 if you wanted something more than what Buffy left us with.
Buffy was a show in the 90s, a very popular show about a teenage
Was it in the
vampire hunter.
90s?
It was the late 90s, early
When-
2000s.
When was the
2000s?
Buffy movie?
90s.
I like the Buffy movie.
Same
That's
concept.
great. Well, they made a show.
That was early 90s too, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
had a
What's her
Pee Wee
name?
Herman. Yeah, her too. But also it had Pee Wee Herman as a bad guy.
Maybe.
It did, totally.
Mhm.
It was after the whole incident where he was in the movie theater.
Yeah, he was Spike.
Yeah, he was like, no, I don't think so. He was a bad guy.
So, Supernatural.
It was one of the first times that a movie ended, and then it went back, and he went. You don't remember that part of the movie?
I remember hearing that he went in a movie theater
Yeah.
and got in trouble.
No, not that way.
So Supernatural.
Oh,
Where was I?
Supernatural.
Oh, yeah, it was good. And now it's bad. That's my TED Talk.
Nice.
Anyways, guys, we want to thank
concise?
you for listening. No, just kidding.
So, like I said, the first 5 seasons, if you're still here,
No one's here, but go ahead.
no
bro.
one's here. Were really awesome. They expanded on what Buffy tried to do with the whole Monster of the Week. And then they had a grand finale at season 5, which to some fans would say kind of where the show could have ended.
Well, that was Eric Kripke's, the original creator and director of Supernatural. He had the entire first 5 seasons written out.
Yes.
So that was supposed
Damn.
to be the natural end.
Yes, and everything up
The
to that point.
supernatural end.
Yes, everything up to that point flowed well.
I mean, it's true.
Stop.
All the comedy was really good, so it had some comedy, it had action, it had pretty much everything you'd want in a monster show, so to speak. But then they were like, man, we like money, so let's keep making more Supernatural. So season 6 rolls around. Season 6 was an okay setup for a show that was obviously going to continue for many years. But then we get to season 7 of Supernatural.
Oh my god.
And to people that have watched the show, that is the season with Leviathans.
Well, that sounds cool.
What are they sound cool, don't they?
Are those the old ones?
They are kind of, yes, like the old ones. You're on the right track.
Like giant creatures.
You would think, yeah, like giant creatures, right?
Like scary.
Like scary, yes. They're just a guy in a suit.
The fuck?
Well,
That sounds like a Buffy move.
they're creatures who take over basically meat suits, just like demons do, but they're
They look like lamprey, kind of.
Ew.
They'll
Ew.
Yep.
like turn into heads with lots of teeth, but then they'll go back to just like, hello, I'm the person.
Sounds like something Buffy would do.
Yes.
10 years earlier.
10
Yes.
years earlier. And that was the problem, is that it just kind of captured. It reverted back to old monster of the week. And before that, we had demons, angels. You basically led up to the apocalypse in season 5. And how do you get bigger than that? Well, you really don't. Except you do, because Leviathans are supposed to be way more
Stronger.
scary and
They're
way more
supposed to be
stronger.
yeah.
It honestly is the equivalent of anime filler. It is literally a season of...
It is the bounce of
Oh, God.
Supernatural.
Yes.
If you are
What does
Bleach
that mean?
fans.
From
Oh.
Bleach.
Yeah.
So the
An
Leviathans in the show,
Anime.
which are the new villains, right, roughly are in about 5 episodes of the whole season. What else takes part of that season? Dragons. Dragons
cool.
are cool, right?
Yeah.
They just look like humans.
Wait,
And they make
dragons
fire come out of their hands.
out of their hands.
Out of their hands.
Dragons aren't humans.
Oh, well, they are in this show.
No.
Have you heard of wraiths? Wraiths sound cool, right?
I mean, yeah.
Wraith is a cool
Wraiths.
sound.
It's a cool sound,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, they're just people
They're
with
just
sharp
people.
teeth.
Yeah.
Egyptian gods?
That
You like Egyptian
fuck
god,
yeah,
right?
let's go.
One episode.
What god?
Charmed only had Egyptian gods for like 2 episodes. so.
Right. And you think they could have made a whole season out of that. But they didn't.
If it was only one episode, what god?
Would you guess?
Okay, don't
would you
tell
like
me.
to guess what the main villain's name is?
Leviathan.
No.
No.
Levi.
Think
No,
Nathan.
No.
Think something far more normal.
Childish, almost.
Yes.
Frank.
No, childish.
Billy.
Dick Roman.
Dick Roman.
And every episode they say, "Man, when are we gonna get Dick? How are we gonna get Dick out of there? Man, we gotta take down Dick." And so by the 5th episode, you're like, I don't even know.
Sammy, we gotta go get some dick.
And I just and it becomes a parody at that point, because then they are literally making Dick jokes throughout the whole season.
I will say one good thing to come out of that season is Charlie.
Sure. If
Charlie.
you continue to watch the show, Charlie
Yes.
is a decent character.
Yes, that's the one.
Until she
good thing.
dies.
Yes.
Yes.
Every character
And then
that's
comes back.
Spoilers.
No, no,
I'm
no,
gonna
and then
watch
comes
it.
back.
everyone that's not Rick and Morty, what's their names? Dean and Sam die in that show.
Everyone.
Oh, God,
Everyone.
Sam.
Literally
By the way,
everyone.
Sam, we gotta go rescue that person.
Their best father figure dies in that season.
No!
Yeah, their Impala.
Their best father figure?
Their vehicle?
Yes, Bobby is their
Bobby.
real daddy. I'll
No,
fight you
but-
to that.
No, why
Bobby
do you say
was-
their oh, so there's more than one father figure.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Bobby's
Bobby-
the one that calls them idiots all the time.
And that's a good thing?
Idiots.
That's a good thing, yeah.
Okay.
Well, he dies.
Oh.
The Impala, which is what, is kind of like a third character.
It dies?
It's not in the season.
What? Where'd it go?
They have to
died.
run.
It
They have to
died.
run from the cops, so they ditch it.
The whole point of the season, where I know where they were going with it, but they did it terribly. The whole point of the season was to take away everything that they felt that was comfortable and they could run back to. So they took away like their base of operations, quote unquote. They took away their car. They
Their
took
dad.
away their dad.
That was
they took away
way before.
all
but
that kind of stuff. But let's
Good
let's
plot.
go into the plot of how they were able to find a weakness for the Leviathan. Do you remember what their weakness was?
What was the
It was
weakness
the
of
original
Dick?
blood of 3 different monsters, right? It was...
Well, no. Okay, so
It was.
That
It had
was-
to be a
that-
woman. Dick's weakness
so
had to be a woman.
okay, the one weakness, the one thing that they could use against Leviathan to weaken them,
Leviathan.
Leviathan, which there was
No, I like
multiple ones of
Leviathan. Say it that way.
was borax soap.
Oh, yes.
And I'm not kidding. It was the dumbest thing ever. I was like, they tried to pull it off as like just an everyday household item that you would never think could ever harm
They-
something like that.
They pulled an evolution.
They did.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Aura signs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water.
Water. Yeah. Now you're thinking of the like actually killing them.
Yes.
You had to have bark from a tree from limbo that was
It was a Zelda fetch quest. You had to find like 3 items from this place and this place and
and
this
it was
place.
all in purgatory.
And then you could...
Yes.
And, yeah, and he was dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you could...
You could... Yeah. it's honestly the reason I probably fell out of watching the show, which went on for another, 8 seasons since then?
Yeah, they're on
There's
season.
15 seasons.
Yeah, they're ending it after this season.
And I hear it gets better, Jesse. You can keep watching. It's too long.
But
it's
it doesn't.
Too much.
It doesn't really get like every season. And this is coming from someone who's seen every single season except for the most recent one. There's always good episodes in every season. Even
Sure.
in season 7,
Yes.
there's good episodes.
The Bobby death episode actually is a good
It's
episode.
very good. Eric Kripke actually came back
Kripke.
and wrote that, so that's probably why it was good.
Right.
But it really doesn't get really good again until like season 11, and
What is this, One
and
Piece?
I say really good, it still pales into comparison to 1 through 5.
Yes.
But it's better than 7.
Oh,
Anything's
by
better
far.
than 7. It might be the worst television season I've ever watched.
Well, that's why it's your bad.
Yeah, that is why it's my bad. I wrote a lot about
it's
it.
probably worse than season 4 of Arrow,
It is far worse than season
Yeah.
4 of Arrow.
and that's fucking terrible.
That's dog shit.
yeah.
So that's my bad.
Okay.
My good, though, I think most of us will be able to talk about.
Not
Worse
you.
than that 80s show?
Ooh.
What 80s show? All of them? I don't know what you're talking
No, that
There's a
80s show.
called
about.
That
Oh,
80s
I didn't
Show.
watch that show. So
Wasn't
it's
there
not on
only
my
one
list.
episode or something?
There was a
It
season.
It was
Oh.
one season. It was awful.
Well,
Anyway.
my good, which, thinking about it, I hate myself for really not talking about it in our anime episode, but Samurai Champloo
Ooh.
came out in 2004. Oh, man, Chris, you didn't even watch this one? What is wrong
26
with you?
episodes?
It's, close to that.
24 to
That's
26.
24 to 26 episodes.
You!
Yeah,
At home right
you
now.
fucking do.
No.
You have the time.
No,
Why don't you go more than-
no, I
No,
don't.
oh no, buddy.
I
no.
don't have the time for that now.
Yeah, Samurai Champloo.
You go ahead and explain your
I don't think
little
so.
cartoon there.
I will
okay?
explain it to you. Okay.
It's pretty good.
Has Steve Bloom as one of the main
You're from there.
characters, Mugen, which if by now if you've listened to our episodes know who Steve Bloom is, but if you don't, then he's in
Then
like
fuck
every
you.
he's in like every anime. That's rude.
Yeah, but it's true. Fuck you. If
Okay,
you don't
yeah,
understand
anyway.
who it is.
And like every anime ever has an amazing voice cast, honestly.
He was like 15 different characters.
you know this guy,
in
you
the
know
Batman.
you know the narrator that's like skills for kills, Agent. You know that
Yeah.
guy? He's in that anime.
Oh, it's not Steve Bloom, though.
No.
Steve Bloom was 15 different characters
In everything.
in Batman Arkham City. I
That
remember
is
that
true.
being like, he's also
He was
And Digimon.
He was all of the little like bad guys that were
Yep.
just roaming the streets
Yeah.
in Batman. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yes. Takes place in Edo, Japan, which is kind of the end of the samurai era in a way. I was researching some about it, and it was really cool is that some of the events that happened in the show are based off of real events that happened with their own twist on the story and adding their own characters to it, as well as real people from Japanese history are represented in that show. I think they're called the Rukia paintings.
Mhm.
That is a real person from Japanese history that actually was doing those paintings.
Some of the episodes are also based off of myths, like ancient myths and stuff
Yes.
that they used to talk about back in feudal Japan.
But the biggest thing, Chris, the draw is if you like hip hop and you like sword fighting, then that's what Samurai Champloo
So if you
is.
like Wu-Tang.
There's
Yeah.
nothing to fuck with.
It's literally like a Japanese samurai anime, but with modern Western influences.
It was Kill Bill before Kill Bill.
Absolutely. Nujabes, who did the soundtrack for the whole show,
So good.
is
Created a genre.
yes, he is the godfather of lo-fi hip
Lo-fi.
hop.
Rest in peace as well.
So if you liked the Adult Swim music,
That
and,
dude
and-
died, huh?
Yes,
Toonami.
he died in 2010.
Yeah.
And
He created all of it.
so the soundtrack is amazing for one, and they mix a lot of beats, and oftentimes when they start the episode in the middle usually of a story,
Yeah.
and then they'll Samurai Champloo, and they'll rewind.
This is how I got in this situation.
And yes, and go back to the beginning of the episode. So you're always getting bits and pieces of kind of where the story's at. But the general idea is that these two rogue samurai.
I was gonna go. It's got to be samurai.
Yes.
Hopefully,
These
these two rogue
Champloos.
Champloos. Like, I don't know what a Champloo is.
Ronin
They're Ronin. They
have-
have a master.
have been forced to basically team up
Yes.
together to help this young woman find the sunflower, the samurai that smells of sunflowers.
Very big deal.
How does someone smell? I don't even know what a sunflower smells
Watch
like.
it and find out.
Because their sidekick Fu,
the lady.
the lady, is
Knows-
looking for him.
He's looking for him. And it's directed by.
I still don't know what sunflowers smell like. That's
well,
my whole thing.
I wouldn't.
All I think it was like sunflower seeds. I'm like,
Like
does
dirt?
it smell salty?
FYI, if all you listeners out there, the whole 11 of you, didn't know, Jesse can't smell. He just can't smell.
You can fart around him as much as you want.
Yeah, I'll just get pink eye. It's fine. Anyway, it was directed by Shinichiro Watanabe.
So this one time.
Yes, yeah, right. That's a different story. He directed Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
Heard of that one.
You
I
heard of
think
that
Steve
one.
Bloom was in that one too, right?
He is in that one.
Hey,
Anime
reference! Hey, maybe you should have been in the anime episode,
I don't think so.
you fuck.
That's all I would have known. I'd been like, he was in that, and then I'd been like, no, he
Right.
wasn't. Was he in Ninja Scroll?
No.
Ah, see, and I'm back out.
You could talk about Ninja Scroll, though.
Anyway,
This was his first anime he did after Cowboy Bebop, and so I can only imagine the reaction for people to say, like, you went from a sci-fi western to a hip-hop samurai show, but it works. It really does work. Like I said, the voice cast is amazing. The fight scenes are really, really well done. There's always this kind of, I'll talk about it again, Yojimbo kind of style of, I'm kind of squaring up, I'm seeing how you fight, boom, here we go, and then we're into the action. But with a lot of goofiness added to it as well. Mugen is not your traditional sword fighter. This is where the Western culture kind of kicks in that he usually, what's that? Breakdances when he fights.
Spins in a circle.
Yes,
I don't know.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he literally breakdances while he fights. So there's a lot of weird Western influences with it, but it's such a great show. And again, if you want an intro into anime, Samurai Champloo, I think could be that show for
Where
you.
can we watch it?
Funimation has it.
oh, cool.
So if you have the Funimation app, it's $5 a month. If you don't,
Or it's all on Blu-ray for a pretty decent price.
also all on Blu-ray. Yep.
$30 for it all on Blu-ray. I think.
believe so.
$30 to $40.
What I loved about it, one of the things I loved about it was the Gene and Mugen's relationship.
There's
Because
polar opposites.
polar opposites.
Yes.
And that's what made them not be able to defeat each other every time they fought. Because when they first meet, they basically get into this
Such a
epic
good
battle
fight.
where they burn down this this basically restaurant where Fu, their sidekick, is, and they can't defeat each other because Gene is he's such a traditionalist when it comes to the form of the samurai arts and the martial arts that he uses and his katana and everything. And Mugen is not traditional.
Right.
He is off the wall. Like you said, he breakdances. He's off the wall. He uses his environment to gain advantage and everything. But they are so almost perfect at what they do that they can't get the upper hand on each other. And they're even pretty much the entire time. So there's this really cool relationship between them where they're always trying to fight each other, but they're also kind of friends, and they begin to care about each other.
Their forced work together
Yeah.
has made them friends.
Exactly. So
I feel that.
It's a very Cowboy Bebop-esque show in that they're on a journey, and there's definitely episodes where it's just kind of like, I'm hungry and I need money.
They're just trying to make ends meet.
Yes. But at the end of the day,
Yes.
there is a final, I would say, arc that brings everything
so
together.
Good.
Which I think, to be honest, Bebop has that, but I don't think it's quite as strong as
It could have
Samurai
started
Champloo.
sooner in Bebop.
actually,
Yes.
yeah, I agree. I think Bebop kind of left that at the doorstep. Like, they
and
were
that's
just
coming
like,
from a huge fan of Cowboy Bebop. I think Samurai Champloo has a better kind of overarching story that you knew they were getting to that point, but it's the journey that was so fun about it.
You almost didn't believe it was going to happen though, because
Yes.
they were looking for so long.
Whereas Bebop kind of is just like, here's the ending, and
Yes.
you weren't really ready for it.
You weren't expecting it at all.
So I think you would like it, Chris. If you,
Chris, you would like it.
it's got enough. I think
It's
humor
violent.
that's
it's-
not your typical like anime humor. That I think you'd really dig it.
Does anybody have an extra Funimation code or anything? So I
Yeah,
can-
bro. Everyone has
We
my
got you.
Funimation. We'll hook you up.
We'll
Yeah,
get,
we got-
we'll
I'm
get you
just
in that.
saying, I mean,
We'll get you that funny money.
I got the Shutter app. If anybody,
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
yeah,
absolutely.
That's like the same thing, man.
I will
Shutter and
absolutely.
Funimation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shuttermation.
Shunimation.
Anyway.
But yeah, that was my. If I could erase that and watch it again, it's such a good anime, and every episode it's either really funny or really really cool. So
Yeah, I can't tell you how much I love that anime.
If Full Metal Alchemist wasn't a thing, then Samurai Champloo would be my favorite anime of all time.
I have it signed by Steve Bloom.
me too.
Nothing will ever be able to be in that same avenue as it.
It
It's
holds
just-
up. 2004 is
Oh.
when that anime came
and
out.
it still has some of the best animation. And
Mhm.
It still looks good to this day.
oh god, yeah.
Oh.
And the music is timeless.
Yes, I mean, and that music honestly influenced lots of artists as well.
Yes, absolutely. The lo-fi hip hops to study to.
Yes, that wouldn't be a thing. Logic even references Nujabes
subscribed to
in
that
one
on
of his
YouTube.
songs. So I mean, it did create kind of a whole genre of music from this one.
A lot of
anime.
SoundCloud rap has that lo-fi
Huge,
to it, and it all
huge.
came from the artist that did the soundtrack. So,
Yep, absolutely.
and you get Steve Bloom. I mean, I don't know what else you could ask for from an anime.
Well, and that whole cast, actually, I was looking up, I can't remember their names, but the guy that does Jin has been in, I won't say as many as Steve Bloom, but a countless amount of anime as well. Fu also has been huge in anime, so huge. That cast in general is a phenomenal cast. Absolutely. So.
Yeah, agreed. I think we all have those things where, of course we want to forget bad things in our lives. We want to forget like the shitty things. We're like, wow, I really wish I didn't spend my time
Like
on
The
that.
Last Jedi.
And then we have those things where we love it so much that we wish we could experience that level of, fun or excitement or whatever it might be again. And that's why we want to talk about this, because everyone feels that way. Everybody remembers what it's like to hear their first genre of music that just absolutely changed the way that they listen to things. Everybody remembers those movies that they're like, my God, you mean there's other things like this out there? Those TV shows, comic books, art forms, whatever it might be. And sometimes, it takes a long time before you experience something like that again. So we all kind of hope and wish that we could erase that just so we could hear it and see it again and have feel like a kid again, basically. I feel like you guys agree with me on that.
I would love to go back in time and hear Meshuggah Nothing, the album Nothing, for the first time again. And like, I remember hearing that and my brain was like, yes, it changes.
Yeah.
And you're not ready for it. It does these tricks on your brain where you expect one thing and you get another. Like,
but it all makes sense still.
Yeah, no, like that the first time I heard Meshuggah, my brain was like, yeah, this is what our ADHD needs. This is what we need to hear right now. And then like, I wish I could go back in time and never hear some of the shit that I listened to during that time frame as well. Like some of the albums. I wish I could never ever hear Godsmack again in my life. But people keep bringing that shit up.
Football stadiums everywhere.
Fuck my life.
Oh man. Well, guys, a lot of fun tonight. Chris, it's good having you back over here again, man.
It's been fun.
It's not complete without you here. So, anybody got anything else that they wanna sign off on?
No, it's a tough time out there right now, but if you're taking any time out of your day to listen to us, I always appreciate it. And we're just trying to bring a little fun, a little differentness in the world right now. So be strong out there, and thanks again.
Yeah. Anything else, guys? Comment, please. Let us know what we can do better or what you would like to hear. We love you guys. Give it a like. Give it a listen. This is the Digital Bath Podcast signing out.